being set up as we speak. That great reset people talk, all these people talk about. Well, we're telling you how it's coming. We've been told you why it was coming, and now it's here.
That's right. Verse 3, the vision is for a future time. It describes the end.
The visions that we read about in the scriptures, written thousands years ago, thousands. You know, the latest one was 2,000, roughly, the book of Revelation. But it goes back even further. He keeps seeing the same visions, just in different ways that the prophets before him had seen. Go ahead.
It says,
Read that again.
It says, this vision is for a future time.
Yeah, and now, guess what? You're living in the future time. 2026. We're 3 days into January, and look at all that's happened already. And if, guess what? It's going to get a lot worse. More wars are going to happen. More people will die. And you guess what? You Americans' comfort is coming to an end. Go ahead.
It describes the end. It will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed.
There you go. It's not being delayed. Now it's moving quick. You know? And it's not going to slow down. All right? The snowball effect has begun. You know, you start at the top of the mountain, you get a little snowball, and you roll it down the hill. Well, it's going to pick up speed, it's going to pick up momentum, and it's going to get bigger. So the prophecies and the visions is being made bigger and clearer to see at this point. We're not, at this point, really, you can't even just come up anymore and start being a prophet at this point. What are you going to prophesy? Everything's happening. The chip is here, war is here, the digital infrastructure is here so that the mark can be utilized worldwide. Me and this brother went into it, Thursday or something like that? Yes. The infrastructure is, yesterday. Yeah, and Monday. So you got no excuses, man. We're showing you how the infrastructure is going to be utilized worldwide to get people tokenized, pretty much. Everything's about to be tokenized. You, and not us, Lord's will, but every people, they're going to get tokenized via the MOTP. So now that these things are happening, it's very clear to us. What's that scripture you like call about glass? Get that real quick, because hey, it's evident at this point. We ain't even debating nothing. We don't care what you got to say. We don't care what's your opinion. And if you got a sincere question, we'll answer it. Other than that, you can just sit there and listen. You know, because prophecy is speaking. It's speaking now. All right. At this point, we're literally pointing it out to you. Look, see, we give you a local news channel video on YouTube, and then go to the scriptures and read it to you. No excuses at this point. And if you're not being moved by the fear of the Lord at this point, see, you bug out some people that went back to the world, you fucked. You know, you got to be bugging out at this point. What you doing with yourself, man? You should have left the country by now. Go ahead, read that, and then whatever you got.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 12 in the NLT.
Hey, you go ahead and speak.
1 Corinthians 13 and 12, it says, now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror. But then we will see everything with perfect clarity. And that's the seeing things in perfect clarity is when the scriptures actually start to speak on the earth, which is what the brother started off with and happened. That's what we see happening right now. The prophecies are speaking on the earth. All right, like the scriptures in, I believe that's Revelation chapter 11, that it talks about that they prophesied 3 days and a half, paraphrasing. That's speaking about the Israelites actually going through prophecy of slavery, man. So y'all people here in America are getting ready to be living prophecies, man. You're going to be, prophecies are going to be speaking through you because of the calamities that are going to be happening here on the streets of America. Because all that America is working on the earth, if the brother wants to grab real quick, Revelations chapter 18, I believe it's around like the 5th, 6th verse, reward unto her double. The works that America is working on the earth by going into these other nations. Somebody else holds Isaiah chapter 13. What America is working on the earth is going to be done unto her as well. So you just had America going into Venezuela, and you also got Trump speaking about going into Iran as well.
Cuba. Colombia too, because he's a coke dealer, and that's right next to Venezuela. So Like what I'm saying, man, this is just the beginning of more. Because World War has begun, man. If you haven't noticed, World War has begun. And now they literally put boots on the ground. Why? Because they need all the resources that Venezuela got to use for war. They don't want to drain their own oil supply.
Let me finish this one and then grab that Revelation. 1 Corinthians 13 and 12 in the NLT. Now we see things imperfectly like puzzling reflections in a mirror, but then
it's puzzling. Like we kind of saw it years ago.
in our mind's eye.
Yeah, but now it's clear. Like, oh, okay, this is how the Lord's going to do it. Because it's happening now at this point.
It says, all that I know now is partial and incomplete, but then I will know everything completely, just as the Most High now knows me completely.
So not only is knowledge increasing as far as technology, the knowledge of wisdom, understanding has been increasing on the surface of the Lord to see more, to see clearer and clearer. Okay, we've been prophesied this, we speculated about it, and now it's here. We can literally point it out and tell you, hey, this is how it's happening.
Go ahead and bring that up, because that's one of the things that we see clearly is the reward of the wicked. And all the works that he's been done. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 talks about how an evil sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts have made a set in them to do evil. These devils have been continuing with their wickedness all over the earth, heaping unto themselves people and nations, just taking over countries, setting up their shops, their garrisons in other people's backyards with no recourse.
Yeah, this is, see, people might just think, okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. No, nigga, you kidnap a president, that's a huge deal, and you was blowing people up. They had to fight their way to get him. They killed people. That's after war, man. There's no going back at this point. You can't go back from this. And Russia, China, Iran, they might not physically do nothing, but they're gonna respond in some form or fashion, whether it be doing the same shit to Zelensky, or turning it up even more, or China taking Taiwan. You know, things are about to happen. Why do you think Iran, they've been saying that they were preparing for round two. Iran, they ready to go for round two. And they ain't no Venezuela. Venezuela, yeah, they got help from here and there, but not a full help militarily, you know. Iran, they can help. They don't need help right now, but according to prophecy, they will be held by Russia. That's the top G. Yeah. Well, not, I would say those 11, they got hypersonic. Remember, I think they were blowing this shit up out of Israel. They got some good shit. Obviously not on the level of America, but they do have hypersonic missiles. You know, they get their technology from Russia. So, you know, China, China's not to be fucked around with, but go on to Asia too. You know. Oh, you have more?
Revelation 18 real quick.
Okay, you call for it.
This book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her work.
Chiefly what she's done, what Babylon has done, that great whore, that has done to the chosen people of the Lord. But then on top of that, all the crimes and atrocities that have been committed by the hands of Babylon the Great. Straight up atrocious acts, but they want to go around as police. Oh, we're coming with humanitarian aid. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, we're gonna bring democracy. That's why they're pretty much the nations. I don't know why niggas in Venezuela celebrating that. You didn't see what happened in Libya, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and so on and so forth. They come in the same name that they doing right now, and then when they just leave, it's a shithole country. But now they don't plan on leaving, like Trump said this morning.
Real quick, just a quick piece on that. Rock chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what Esau Edom does, man. He creates these problems first and foremost. He sends out these agent provocateurs, which Iran's been saying that Israel's been sending agents over there.
CIA,
Yep. So Esau creates these things, and then he tells you when shit hits the fan in your country, he's the first one there. I wonder how.
Oh, that's Sirach 12.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Just to hit that point, it says, though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine. And that's what he does. And that's why that undermining that he's been doing over and over and over throughout all these years, now the Lord is going to have it turned on to him double. Now even his own allies are going to undermine him.
which means the overthrow.
Yep. And I believe that's in Obadiah, that they that were confederate with thee shall lay a wound for thee. You know, roughly paraphrasing. Finish that though. It says, "In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double." And you know, because what's happening right now, what happened this morning, was you seen a bunch of bombs going off in Venezuela, man, where you had these other nations that came out and said basically how they're not with that. You know, they made a stern statement saying Russia, all these different nations saying that they wasn't with that, and eventually that's gonna come upon America, but it's gonna be nuclear. All right, we're gonna see America getting nuked by bombs, but it's gonna be the end of America. You know.
Hey, this is back in October 17th last year. This is an article entitled "Venezuela's Maduro claims Trump has already ordered the CIA to attack." So they've been in there months ago. This was all planned. They've been planning this shit for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
They just had to get all the details ironed out, get the strategy. But hey, like the brother said, man, what's the outcome of all this? It don't change the reality. America's just because America still is the hammer of the earth. Well, guess what? The scriptures say, "How is the hammer of the earth been broken?" So we know what the outcome is regardless. So Trump can tout all he wants and, "Oh yeah, we're strong military," which it is, of course, but not when all the nations come up against you, including your own allies. Yeah, any more on that?
That was it. I got the hammer of the earth though.
Oh, you get that real quick. What you got? Okay.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 23. I'll go to verse 22. Sound of battle. A sound of battle is in the land.
Yeah, sound of battle is in the land. You watch the news this morning. You should hear the sound of battle. And remember, these guys that did that operation this morning, that ain't the whole military. The military is full with rejects, LGBT, all right, Muppets, and Madden. Nigga play Madden all day long. You know, yeah. So that yeah, exactly. But yeah, of course, you had the special ops and the niggas at the front lines. They're mighty. Like the majority of the military ain't. Shit.
It says, "And of the great destruction, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?"
Yeah, because America's gone around and beat everybody like a hammer. You know, that iron. You know, but soon it's gonna break. The hammer's gonna break. Like, damn, how did the superpower of the earth that nobody dared to challenge, how is it done? Well, it's because it's biblical prophecy. It's not because the military isn't strong. It's because the Lord says so. He made them be so strong because what? The beast gave, they worship, or how's it going in Revelation 17, the end of it, they gave it over to the whore.
And they gave their power over to the whore. One had to have power with the beast, or with the whore 1 hour.
Yep. But now that's coming to an end. The beast, because of the dude from the prime minister, I believe, from UK, he said it this morning. He's like, we ain't with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's scared, you know, because they got issues of their own with Russia, and Trump's already said to hell with them. So now we see it again. We see how the Lord is doing it now. Because in 2016, 2018, you couldn't really see it like that. You know, the Brexit came, but now this nigga's second term, we're not even a year in, right? Because we was inaugurated later this month, last year. We're not even a year in, and Donald Trump has bombed 7 different countries, and kidnapped the president and his wife. So prepare for war. There's a sound of battle in the land, and it's going to get more intense till your sons and your husbands start getting drafted off to war. And then ultimately the thermonuclear destruction, which before that comes, of course, the hour of temptation, and this place is going to be completely in confusion, death and destruction everywhere. But there will be safe cities where they're still buying and selling. But for the most part, these people are going to be destroyed. When it starts raining, they're going to have to do it. Go ahead.
Babylon become a destruction, or like a desolation among the nations. A complete collapse of this country, and the other nations, and it talks about that in Revelation 18, that the other nations see the destruction, and they're gonna wail because of her. You just grab that real quick. Revelations 18 and verse 16, 15, it
Because
says,
these nations have. America's an import nation, so all the people that have been exporting to America, which that's coming to an end because of war. I think China's holding not just silver, that's the number one, but they're hoarding all kind of precious metals, which are needed in times of war. And guess what? Venezuela has a lot of that to offer.
Yep, real quick, Revelation 18 and 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning.
And what do they call it? They call that cargo ships, right? That's how you, even let's say you buy gold, and if you want it intangible, the tangible gold, it has to be shipped. And that's why China ain't doing that with silver no more. And the BRICS nations have been buying up gold. But guess what? All that's about to be tokenized. So this trade's still going to go on. It's just going to change the way they do it. It's going to be digitized. You know? Everything's going to go through blockchain now. Blockchain technology, including the people. The smart grid's already here. Now they just need to integrate everything into it.
The last verse to tie it in with that precept of brother just read, it said desolation, or Revelation 18 and 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, and you cast dust on your head as a form of mourning. It said, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate.
That's going to be the thermonuclear destruction.
Complete economic, military, everything's going to collapse. Every aspect of America is going to collapse.
Neither Malachi 4:1, neither root nor branch. The philosophies that America has, everything will be done away with when Babylon the Great is destroyed. Because it ain't going to be no more internet. After it's all said and done, this whole world is going to go into a setback, so to say. That it's going to be nuclear fallout, the nuclear winter. So unless you live somewhere very far near the equator or even south of it, you're gonna be through. Your vegetables ain't gonna grow. So the people and that's after the earthquakes and tsunamis that happened after the Great Destruction. That's the real reset. Yeah.
Water's turning into poison.
And the rain is gonna be nuclear. So like real quick, and it's only gonna take 1 hour, less than 1 hour really, but the missiles they're gonna get here, depending where they're shot from, in a matter of minutes.
You have ships from Russia out there fighting.
Yeah.
So you already know that's a couple minutes.
Submarines everywhere, and then China got cargo ships, what look like cargo ships, but then motherfuckers open up and start shooting missiles. You would never know. So the cargo ships, I mean, that's nuclear capable. They got nuclear hypersonic weapons on them. Oh, that was it on that?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I got this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
Now we see how it's playing out. We see why all these great nations, led by Russia, chiefly China, with the BRICS in general, are going to be led to hate this place. But they already hate this place, and especially the Middle East. But now, these bomb the places that have we're going to bomb Nigeria because they're killing Christians. What? Nigga, they kill Christians in America every day. So, what was the other one? They did Somalia or some shit like that. Just pull it up real quick. It was, I'll just name the 7 places that have been, attacked as of Donald Trump's inauguration. You got, Somalia, which there was 127 strikes in 2025 from America. You got Nigeria, Iraq and Syria, and then Iran, of course, with the B-2 bombing, And then more's coming. You got the Caribbean, the Eastern Pacific. 30 strikes, 170 killed. No evidence of drug cargoes. And then Venezuela. You thought it was about fencing on niggas on fishing boats.
And something I saw on the bottom headlines of this morning on CNN, one of the guys for Venezuela, I can't remember what actual position he was at. He was saying they don't even have proof if this dude's alive or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. They're like, they want proof. They want to see something that this man is actually still alive. And this dude you may never see a clip. You know how the whole Diddy trials, they had the pictures. You had a nigga drawn in court. You ain't never gonna see no drawing of Maduro in court. They ain't gonna show that. But again, this is the deeds that the wicked is bringing on the earth, man. Just straight deception, chaos.
That's exactly. It's propaganda, more fear, and then remember, it's just the theater of war. The world is a stage. You know, it's like these nations fighting against each other. Ultimately, they're all controlled by the global elite. Because why do you think all these nations are okay with going to digital systems? Because the people, who I forgot, which devil Rothschild it was, he said, it don't matter who runs the country, it matters who controls the money. Right. Something along the lines. So we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. But they have to use the stage. They got to make the shit play out so you believe it, or people believe it. Which they do. They are people dying, you know what I'm saying? That's part, Esau don't give a shit. He got to kill thousands, millions to get his point across. He's willing to put his own people into slavery or just kill them too. You know, he sends his own people to war.
Yeah, real quick, just to back that point up. Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
What this nigga talking about? He the president of peace. Peace what? Piece of bread? Piece of shit? But it ain't peace in the Middle East. Alright? He talking about he won the Nobel Peace Prize. There's nothing. We just read 7 different locations they've been bombed. What? It's gonna come a time where people want to seek peace and safety and not be able to find it. There is no peace, man. The peace is going to come when Yahushua returns.
Yeah, well, Yahushua said, "You think not that I am come to bring peace on earth."
That's why it's going to be after he returns, not when this fucking muppet.
Time and a place for everything. To finish the verse off, it says, "He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood." That's what he does, man. He ain't satisfied with what he did over there in Venezuela. Now he's going to probably have to go and send more birds to go and kill off anybody who got a problem with what he did.
Well, exactly, because remember, he said that we're going to run the country now, and we're going to start building the infrastructure for the oil. That's what it was all about in the first place. Right. But how are they going to, there's going to be false flags there, or actual people that are going to, remember, they were handing out guns to people on the streets. Right. So what, you think they just going to sit there and let these niggas build? No, there's going to be skirmishes, so he's going to have another excuse to start having more boots on the ground and jacking them people up. Yeah, actually, I'm about to catch hell down there. This is just the beginning. Y'all gonna be catching hell till the missiles drop. And y'all already been catching hell. Remember when the inflation went through the roof and they was eating their dogs and
American cause.
Exactly. Yeah. Sanctions. The sanctions on the oil. So this ain't nothing new, man. This shit been in the works for 20-something years as far as the oil in Venezuela. Because the bigger Cinco, Shell, all these big oil corporations, and that's what he's talking about. Oh, they stole our oil. That's what he's referring to because they got kicked out. But that's what China been doing up down there. And they spend a lot of money doing it.
I think they said about 60% of their oil business
goes to China. At 60 to 80%.
Quick, it says, this is from Geopolitics, right? It says, why the U.S. is waging war on Venezuela. 1, impose U.S. hegemony in Latin America with the colonial Monroe Doctrine.
There you go. Because remember, a couple of months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, Trump came up and said, this is going to be the Monroe 2.0. Because they've lost their hegemony because Russia, China, and Iran been in their own backyard, building up for years. So he saw America, and he saw Russia too, but America had to do something about it.
Yeah, because they're gaining economic leverage. You know, so now with them doing that, this strike on Venezuela was a pivotal point in the global economy pertaining to the oil, right? And this is going to go more into it.
Yeah, so now that's going to affect the world trade. And wait till something happens in Iran. Hey, the oil, everything's about to spike or crash, except for you know what. Because again, this is all catalyst to change the system, the financial system. This is another tally, of why the system has to be changed. Because now they're going to say that the global financial system can't trust anything. So they needed something decentralized to make world transactions. With the world transactions, what makes the world go round? The money. All the trading and shit like that these different countries do. Where do you think that GDP comes from? The money they make from trading and so on and so forth.
Yep, it says exploit Venezuela's natural resources, oil, gas, and critical minerals.
And I think it's like 60% of maybe 30% of the world's lithium is in Venezuela. So they need that. And even Elon Musk said China holding their silver is not a good thing. He said that a couple days ago. Well, before it was announced, before it started, which was 2 days ago. See, right now you don't see it on the paper silver, which it did go up, right? Paul Sahar was doing the videos on it. The price has been going up, but that's paper silver. The actual price in China, it was going for about almost $100 an ounce for the actual silver. So the silver money, or the paper silver, it has to catch up. And the gap's going to keep getting bigger to the point where they're not, yeah, you got paper silver, but that shit don't exist because you can't get the tangible silver, which again, is going to be more cost for the new system, because now silver's going to be tokenized.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, it says cut off Latin America's ties with China as well as Russia and Iran.
There you go. That's ultimately what it was about. Like, they need the resources, and they can't let China and Russia get it, so they got to do something. It's a war games. It's strategic things that are going on because they know they're going to war.
Yeah, and that's something that the Elder Osh bring out from time to time through the spirit. Brothers go into it that the previous wars that started economically first. That's how we know we in the beginning stage of World War III. Look at all these different proxies, all right, that's going on right now.
Tariffs, sanctions.
Yeah.
Those are weapons of war. It's economic war.
Right.
And now it ain't economic when they blowing shit up and kidnapping people.
Right.
A president. It ain't just kidnap some random bitch off the streets of Venezuela. This was the highest level of authority in Venezuela, man.
It says threaten other left-wing governments in the region, especially Cuba and Nicaragua, destroy Nicaragua. Yeah.
But another thing is, so the biggest two people that was receiving oil was China, which is 60 to 80%, and Cuba. And in return, Cuba would send doctors, they would send engineers, so on and so forth, in return for that. Because Cuba's, they're fucked because of the sanctions and all that shit America's put on them. So they were dealing closely with, you go into the history, Maduro used to live in Cuba for a time. He was very close with Fidel Castro. And then he came back to Venezuela and became a right-hand man to Hugo Chavez. Go ahead.
It says destroy the project of regional integration in Latin America and the Caribbean. I'll read that again. It says destroy the project of regional integration in Latin America and the Caribbean.
China's been all up in there. We went into it the other day. China got a few ports out here in the Caribbean. What they say is just for shipping, but again, they got cargo ships that look just like regular cargo ships, But who knows what's in them containers? There's one in the, off the coast of Florida. There's one in the Bahamas. There's I forgot what it was called, but there's one in Cuba, Venezuela, and there was one more I can't remember. But nonetheless, the Caribbean and the South America, China got their foothold in there. They still do, you know. And so does Russia. Russia again is tied with Cuba, Venezuela, and others. Panama, China got the Panama Canal. Remember Trump was like, oh, we got to get the Panama Canal back. So hey, they got to do these things, man. And Trump's the guy to do it.
Last one. It says sabotage global South unity, giving Venezuela support for Palestine, Iran, and Africa, and etc.
And what has Venezuela done to you with anybody here? Fentanyl and cocaine. That shit ain't coming from Venezuela. If you got such a problem with fentanyl, you need to go deal with China. They're the ones sending the chemicals and all the product to these Mexican cartels and different places. But really the fentanyl's coming from China through Mexico. But again, Trump mentioned Mexico this morning though. He said, "Oh look, that lady, the president, he was like, oh, she's a good lady, but she doesn't run that country. The cartel does." Remember, that's how this whole narrative started. Oh, the cartel, the war on the cartel, and then all of a sudden they started blowing fishing boats up, and then now they just kidnapped the president. But people believe the bullshit they saw on the internet, or on the CNN news or Fox News, all that bullshit. But we see right through it. Because we know the prophecy. And we know what Esau got in his mind. We know him better than he knows himself. But go ahead and get that off.
All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
Russia, ultimately.
It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Yeah, the thermonuclear missiles, the hypersonic missiles that will obliterate America. And it just so happens to be that the BRICS nations have the most collectively. Well, Brazil, they don't have nukes. But don't forget about Brazil. That's right next to Venezuela, and they're part of the BRICS. You got Russia, the most nukes. India, they got nukes. China, they got nukes. All right, and then the Iran, I'm pretty sure they got into BRICS nation. If I'm not mistaken, I know Saudi Arabia did. There's a few other countries. I think it's like 9 other countries. Could be wrong, but anyway, collectively, America can't fight them all. You know, and as we speak, they're doing the de-dollarization, moving away from the petrodollar, moving away from USD. All right, but so again, there's gonna be something there to come in and save the day for the world economy tanking like it's about to. Go ahead. That was it on that?
That was it.
Because this is the next big thing that we're looking for, which is already happening. There's still war in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia just last week, or maybe it was early this week, they shot missiles into Yemen because not Dubai, but the UAE was shooting missiles because they're backing some people and rebels in Yemen to overthrow the Houthis and all them. But guess what? Russia said, yeah, we're backing Saudi Arabia on that, what they did, so the UAE pulled out immediately. You got Israel, they still bombing motherfuckers every day. You got the civil war in Syria, which they put up this ex-Al-Qaeda member to be in charge when, what was his name? The dude, the ex-president of Syria, he ended up fleeing to Russia. Assad, yeah. So they replaced him with a known terrorist. And America was with it. Wait a minute, weren't y'all fighting these niggas not too long ago? Al-Qaeda? So it's a big shit show, but we know the main stage. Venezuela's one thing, that's the catalyst, but the main stage is going to be with Iran and Israel. As the scriptures say, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Go ahead.
This is Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
And that's what's being prepared. Come on, man. Strategic allies being formed. missiles being distributed around the world, munitions, all right, anything, but all kind of weapons of war, vehicles, generals, you know, soldiers, and in Ukraine and Russia, there's thousands dying every day. Trump said it this morning. He said 30,000 last month. We got to put an end to that. Wait a minute, nigga, you blowing people up all around the world. What are you talking about? But again, this is what the nations are preparing. Everybody except Americans, you know, like civilians, right? Everybody around the world, they know what's coming. Hell, they probably been born into it. People that was born in the Middle East, all they know is war.
Right.
Little girl waiting at the bus stop, bombs going off in the distance. That's coming to America soon.
Right.
But again, this is the big catalyst we're waiting for to go down in the Middle East. But we know that America won't be destroyed until the hour of temptation comes, which is the MOTB being implemented worldwide, which is already here. It's not like it doesn't exist or nobody has used it to buy something yet. It just hasn't been made mandatory. They need a reason, you know. And again, the reasons are here, and it's going to get worse and worse. Go ahead.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
There you go. So now the majority of the GDP is going to what? War, things for war. That's why, just using China as an example, because there's other countries doing the same, but that was like the main one that was reported on. They're hoarding minerals, precious metals. And let me pull this up because I looked it up the other day. Because this is part of how they're going to beat their plowshares into swords. They need resources to do that. This is I got a screenshot of that. Yeah, right here. This is China's grip on critical minerals. Out of the top, what is it? I said that's probably like 25. They have about half of the world's biggest producers of it. So that again, you need precious metals to beat your plowshares into swords. Go ahead.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Yeah, they're not trying to build up farm equipment. Hell, look what's going on here in America. They pretty much said to hell with your farmers. We're not using they're going to turn a lot of these factories, and now they've got the robots to help expedite all this to make military equipment.
Right.
Yep. And now, because during World War II, they had the men were disappearing off into war, so they put the women to work. Man, they don't need the women to work. They got the robots to do it now.
Right.
Everything's going to be automated, and you're going to sit at home and collect your UBI, right? The little crumbs they're going to give you while war is going on. Go ahead.
Let the weak say I am strong.
That's why these nations are getting bolder against America. But America's still the hammer, but they're getting bold. And now that with Russia backing them, and the great equalizer being the nuclear weapons, the weak nations that have been weak compared to America, well, now that they're coming together, they can boast. They can say we're strong now. But you got to start with the economy. That's what China and Russia, the BRICS nations, have been doing for years now, preparing for this. Well, you think everybody's sick of America, man. So they had to strategically set themselves in position. They had to set themselves in position to be able to go to war. You need resources. If you run out of money, you're done in a war. You need boots. You need bodies. Now they're in position to say we're strong. That's why Iran. They ain't backing down. Really, it was Israel that didn't want to keep getting blown to shit. Because, see, people think Iran's a small little country. Iran's fucking huge. Israel's a tiny little thing on the map. That's why they were hitting major cities. And even with the help of America, they couldn't stop all the missiles.
Right.
The Iron Dome, that shit didn't help. I mean, of course it stopped. It was stopping all the ones that were supposed to be stopped. Iran ain't stupid. They would send a barrage of ones they knew were going to get stopped so that the hypersonic ones could just go right through that shit. In the THAAD system, that didn't stop nothing, which is America. America's missile defense system. They got the THAAD. What else? They got the Patriot system. And those they're failing in Ukraine. They're failing in Israel. They definitely gonna fail in America. Okay.
Says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Therein cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh.
And ultimately, that the Lord's gonna send His angels. All these nations getting together to fight each other, and that day will come where they're gonna stop and fight the Lord. But guess what? That still ain't gonna stop nothing. The missile's still gonna be shot off. All right. Yeah. The armies, the beast and his armies, and the kings and their armies, they're all gonna be destroyed by the Lord when He returns. But hey, they're gonna be killing each other, and it's gonna be a bloodbath, like the elder from UK he used to say. World War III is gonna be a meat grinder, and we got precepts on that too. It's gonna be a meat grinder. You know, they just stuff in a bunch of meat into the grinder, and it's just coming out like ground beef. That's gonna be people, man, and ain't nobody gonna bury them. There's gonna be bodies upon bodies. They not coming home. You know how they put them in the casket, put the flag on top of the casket, and them nigga playing the trumpet when they getting off the plane. They ain't never coming back. Oh, let me finish that first.
Somebody come to your house, knock on the
Yeah.
door.
And you know, the nigga with the trumpet. Yeah, nah. You'll never see them again. Go ahead.
It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, which is the Middle East, the Levant, which stretches from Egypt to Syria, all right? Lebanon, Iraq, Jordan, Iran, all that region is going to be the big catalyst to set this place off. But again, World War has already begun. It's already begun. It's just that we're past the beginning stages, really, but it's now starting to escalate. And again, it's going to be wars all over the world, but this is the war, the big one we're looking for. When America gets it, because remember, last year they sent a B-2 bomber, which they said, oh, they destroyed the nuclear, their nuclear infrastructure. No, they didn't. That was all for show. I mean, they dropped a bomb on them and the other bombs, but that didn't stop Iran.
Theatrics.
Yeah, that's just theatrics, man. So remember, this is just the stage, the theater of war.
Didn't hit no real infrastructure.
Because remember, they had moved them. There was satellite images showing them emptying that place out. Because they had been told beforehand, hey, we're going to send a B-2 bomber. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's why that specialist that was on Redacted, he said, yeah, they did a big, they got a big fat nothing burger.
Exactly.
Like it was nothing. Like it didn't accomplish.
That's why they didn't retaliate. Which they did. They sent some missiles to some bases in Qatar, American bases, right after that. But they specifically didn't hit, kill nobody. Or, so man, we see through all the bullshit, man. But again, this is where they're gonna be gathered. China, Russia, there's gonna be African nations out there, India, which they're Persian too, they're Persian, or Elam. So hey, it's gonna be, again, a meat grinder for all these nations. You go into the numbers of World War I and World War II, how many people were dying, this is gonna be way past that. And I believe it was, it had to be close to 100 million, I think it was, total, or probably more, but it was the biggest casualties of World War II were Russia and China. They don't tell you that. They go, the poor small hats. What about all the civilians from Russia and China? They got butchered. But anyway, go ahead.
Says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
That's where the Lord's going to begin the judgments in our homeland. Because again, the least of the flock shall draw them out. The people that are most despised on the earth is going to get, because most Americans now, they're starting to wake up and smell the fresh air and be like, damn, what happened to America first? Why keep giving these niggas billions and billions of dollars and whatever every time they call Donald Trump, he there for them. Said niggas got to kiss the wall. People are starting to wake up. But what you gonna do about it? You can't do shit. Your son's still gonna go to war. That was it on that?
God, this is Isaiah 34:1. The title of it says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushah's wrath against nations. And 144 too, it's 414. So call your shot. It says, come near, ye nations, ye people.
Everybody's getting the warning from the Lord of what's coming. It's already here. It's just going to turn up, so to say. The fire's on. Now the Lord's about to incrementally turn it up. Like gradualism. Yeah, the Lord's the king of gradualism until he floors it on your ass. Because that's what's going to happen. It's just going to change. Things are about to change quickly. Life as you know is about to change. And then they're going to bring in this new digital system, digital infrastructure. But it's still that just because they go to this new system, digital system, which is really for the financial side, that ain't gonna stop no damn wars. That ain't gonna change nothing but the way you transact. And ultimately to that hour temptation comes. Because with all these things happening globally, hyperinflation is gonna happen in America very soon when these nations stop using the U.S. dollar. When they can use a decentralized platform, the U.S. dollar is done. That's why the $100 bills is going to be toilet paper. And again, like it happened in Zimbabwe and different other countries, they're not going to print a $10,000 bill or $1 billion bill. No, they're just going to give you stable coins and CBDCs, because that can be broken down into fractions of a penny. But again, who will you hear this from? The prophets of the Lord. So how much more the war that's already happening, which we've been telling you about. People used to laugh at the signs. the one that say USSR. Yeah, Russia. When Russia started blowing niggas up, ain't nobody got nothing to say about the sign no more.
Yeah, because like we read earlier, the vision is for a point in time, but at the end it shall speak. They didn't see it then. But now, as the vision is speaking, it's reality.
Yeah, the image of the beast is speaking, which is the New World Order. This old technology, all of that is part of the image of the beast. And they Cesare a picture of white Jesus in it. That's why these fallouts too, but these sellouts, these apostates, all these bug out different camps, man. Y'all got an answer to your congregation very soon. Yeah. They gonna start asking questions. Yeah. And y'all don't know. Well, maybe they do know. Maybe they sold out. Yep. But hey, what happened back then? What happened again? They're gonna start wanting your head on a pipe. Go ahead.
Yep. Back in Isaiah 34:1, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that it is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it.
Yeah, so listen up. Everything and everyone got to listen to the word of the Lord, which is spoken through the prophets. We're the Lord's messengers. We're telling you why these things are happening. What's next? That's why knowledge and wisdom is going to be the stability of their times. People right now, they don't even want to look at it. So they might scroll past what just happened. Start scrolling faster. Because they don't want to deal with reality. You're going to be forced to deal with it. You wanted to speed up while you passed the prophets. You can't run from the Lord. You can't run from the prophecies. And they're banging on the door right now. They're about to kick the door down. Go ahead.
It says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
It's righteous anger. It's upon all the nations. And again, this is going to be the outcome of what's going on globally. The Lord's about to pour out his indignation on the whole earth, chiefly in Babylon the Great.
And his fury upon all their armies.
So there you go. So all the armies, man, there ain't going to be no military men left when the Lord does what he do. Remember, the Lord is a man of war. He coming to obliterate. It's going to be a landslide victory for the Lord, man. He ain't going to shoot, like the Independence Day, flying jets and shooting chariots down. No. Hey, what's his name? Will Smith beating up an angel? No, hell no, man. That's science fiction. Go ahead.
And his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. he have delivered them to the slaughter.
Yeah, and how's the Lord coming with flames and fury? He's coming to render his anger. So somebody want to grab that real quick? Because that's how the Lord's about to bring his indignation. How he's going to destroy these armies. The chariots going to be zapping. The missiles are going to be, because the Lord's going to hijack them missiles, so to say. You know, nobody got to be man in the station with the little key and the button. The Lord will just have them take off with it regardless. Well, hell, AI will do it. You know, the Lord made, just like he made weapons, he made, or the ICBMs, he made Esau create AI too. And even Elon said, oh, we're summoning demons. Yeah, guess who the demons work for? So AI, because they call theory something like that. When that shit actually happens, the niggas shaking. Oh shit! AI is gonna override all that shit, which ultimately is the Lord. So it don't matter if they push the button or not. Them missiles gonna be shut off regardless, because the Lord is gonna put His Spirit on them. And the nigga sitting there in the chair gonna be shitting his pants. I didn't do it. Too bad. Well, look, get Isaiah. Just look back up that second verse.
Isaiah chapter,
Because it mentioned fury, right?
yep.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
Yeah, the fire's going to be the thermonuclear destruction. Fire that's going to burn 20 times hotter than the sun. All right, that fervent heat.
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So how the Lord's going to render that anger is going to be with fury. Get the word in Blue Letter real quick, or fury there. See what it says. So that's what the Lord's coming. They said the Lord is angry at the wicked every day. And guess what? Wickedness has reached to the heavens. Go down the street, you see nothing but wickedness. Turn on the TV, nothing but wickedness. Everything is wicked out here, man. Except for the ones after the heart of the Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because yeah, our sinful flesh is wicked, but the spirit in us is what's righteous. All right, the blood of Yahweh is what makes us pure and clean. Anybody got it?
Y'all got it. This is the word fury. Going back in the Hebrew, kama, it says heat, rage.
That's Hama.
Hama. It says,
Okay, yeah, you're right.
it says heat, rage, hot, displeasure, indignation,
This is righteous anger.
anger, wrath, poison, bottles, heat, fever, burning anger, rage.
That's going to be the fury, the missiles. And then the chariots, of course, which they're going to have lightning shooting out of them, which we know Esau called them laser beams. Because so if Esau got laser beams they can zap shit with and kill people, you know, what do you think the Lord got? You know? Go ahead.
And you see that with the sun. What comes from it? Rays.
Yeah, they call it sun rays.
Sun rays. You know, that's the technology of the Most High.
And it can power things. It has solar power.
Exactly.
You know, it's energy. So that's what it is. The dew is a direct energy weapon, which is a laser. You know?
What do they call those waves that come off the sun?
Solar flares.
Solar flares. That's a form of it too.
Yep.
That's
Plasma.
Plasma.
Yeah, plasma, which is the highest. That's the next element that Esau really hasn't been able to truly harness it.
Right.
You know, but plasma, just like they got water, what's it called? Air. Yeah.
Which that concept is in your blood.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you go
Yeah,
donate
exactly, yeah.
plasma, right? Because that's why that's the spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's a power that, like you said, Esau, he can't harness. He hasn't been able to contain it. That's the spirit. And the scriptures say that in Sirach. Who can retain the spirit? Once the Most High call, like, yo, that's a power that you ain't, the Most High hasn't given you access to control. You know?
You need a spiritual body to be able to handle that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Real quick, Hebrews 12 and 29. For our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, is a consuming fire.
It's the spirit, man. It's higher than any electricity or any kind of energy source here. There's just plenty of different energy sources, wind, water, again, all the elements, or the different, damn, what's the word I'm looking for? You got
Operation.
the different stages. No, it's like that's a solid,
Liquid gas.
and then plasma's the fourth one. Yeah. But go back to that.
This is Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 16.
It's like, and that's why that fire is gonna be so intense. You know, the Lord gave him a way to utilize it, but it's uncontrollable. You know, that's why all these it's gonna be this such and such megatons of TNT that blast will do. They don't know. That's all theoretical. The Lord's gonna put a spirit on it. Right. Go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
There you go to that word Shabbat. That's how the Lord's gonna judge everybody, with fire and the sword. He ain't gonna come and sit you down like it's a court case and hear you out. No, he's gonna judge you for your works, either good or evil. And if you have evil, if you be found to be wicked and guilty, that's what you're gonna be judged with: fire and the sword. Take your pick, kid. You can't escape the judgments that are coming. That's why, through the fear of the Lord, we persuade men. We're deadly serious when we talk about this. The destruction the Lord's bringing. We truly believe that He's about to bring a destruction that no one can save you out of. No bunker can get you out of. Because again, the Lord's about to magnify these nuclear explosions, man. Even ChatGPT can't comprehend it. And I remember asking it, questions about the nukes and shit. And it couldn't even really it started glitching and shit. Because only a spiritual man can perceive these things. Right. Go ahead.
It says, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
I think there's another translation saying that those that are killed by the Lord are many. It's something like that. So the Lord's going to kill a lot of people, man. Slave. From coast to coast in America, 100%, all right, of Babylon's going to die. And it's only going to be a small number, percentage-wise, of people that live in America that are going to be delivered. Everybody, that's why I tell them, the majority of people you walk past, driving by, all these cars, millions and millions of people, you see, every year you see millions of people you never seen before, they're going to die. There's going to be a great multitude in the elect, but that's throughout the whole world, but chiefly the big salvation is going to be here in America.
I was going to say, too, you got missiles called bunker busters.
Yep.
So if you got a bunker in America, it's going to bust that bunker.
Yeah, they call them gravity, this pretty much called gravity bombs, because that's what they dropped in Iran, because the way gravity, that's how they work. They're not propelled, like a rocket is. They just drop them from a plane, and gravity take over. Thought that was it on that?
Yep, Isaiah 34 and 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their
There's
carcasses.
going to be a lot slain. We just read it. The slain of the Lord shall be many. And really, you don't need to bury these people that are going to be dying in America. They don't get cremated, evaporated. Cremation, there's ashes after that. What they do is cremation. They throw the bones away though, or they keep them to do who knows what with. But the flesh and all that, the organs, all that shit, which they probably take the organs out and harvest that shit anyway. But the bones are still left behind when they cremate it. That's how it's impossible. They talk about them gas chambers and the cremation. During World War II, you know what I'm talking about? That was impossible. I even asked what they call the dudes that work at the cremation. I forgot what there's a term for it, but that nigga said it's impossible. How you have to burn them for the bones to melt? Well, that's gonna be nothing. The very elements are gonna melt. No pun intended. Go ahead. That was it on that?
Oh, no, they don't even burn the bones. They just they scoop them out afterwards and grind them up and get rid of it.
Probably put it in your Big Mac. At this point, who knows? Shit, I would put it past
Face mask and shit.
Yeah, or put it in your concrete. Throw it in there. Man, this guy's sick. I'll put nothing past this devil. If it be shit that you wouldn't even. Why would he make this wicked? Hey, you got the bar of soap. This motherfucker's got pork in it. All kind of abominations in it. Makeup. Oh Lord. why these women be bugging out. They put all that shit on their face, going right to the brain. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yep. Back in Isaiah 34:3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Hey, you already have stink coming off these people's carcasses, and they're still alive. Smelling like a bag of Funyuns and shit. And the nigga just got out of the shower. Bro, what's wrong with you?
Imagine when that all that fucking processed food start exploding the nigga when he just laying there dead. Remember the movie, what is it, Alien? Where the goddamn alien came out the stomach? That's how these dead people gonna be, just busting open.
Hey,
Parasites.
with dairy and gluten.
And processed. Yeah, everything's processed. You know, everything's processed that these people eat. They don't eat no raw fruits. Blueberries. Nigga eat Skittles.
Niggas will be buying vegetables and fruits just to say they bought some, but that shit'll go rotten in the refrigerator.
And then even that, a lot of that shit, you know, that's why we need to be saved, man. This place is finished. You try to eat healthy, you got some goddamn chemicals in your vegetables.
You got
Wax.
maggots and shit. You gotta look out for parasites and fruits and vegetables.
You're wondering why this apple so damn shiny, and they put wax on it. I'm a vegan. Alright. You're malnourished, nigga. That's what you are, shit. Go ahead,
Verse 4, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
That's that mushroom cloud. And that will be, everybody in America is going to see that before they die. And the elect are going to see it from the heavens. You know, Lord's will be part of that number. Or as we go up, you know. As the three holy children, they came out of the fire untouched, unscathed. So, you know, as the fire is coming, the Lord bring the brothers up, you know. And they see you, and then they hit that visible destruction, swipes their ass away. In slow motion. Because they're going to be tormented. It ain't going to be a quick, easy death. You're going to be tortured. With that fire.
Yeah, we're entering into the stages of the escalation of prophecy, man. So this destruction is going to escalate more and more. It's going to be different stages of destruction. The Lord has a torturous judgment set up for the wicked, man.
You know, plagues.
Yep.
You're going to be tormented even before you get the ultimate torture. That's right. Bugging out, seeing apparitions, starving. Yeah, it's going to get bad. But guess what? We're going to be rejoicing.
Man, that's what you call the great notable day of the Lord.
Yep. Notable. Yeah. The day the earth stood still. That's going to be the day of the Lord. Because in the midst of World War, they're going to stop. When the sky is filled with chariots and they see that big old father chariot, and then they start zapping all the airplanes and the military bases, and you know, and then everybody, the men of the Lord put people to flight. Yeah, the Lord's about to show out in the last, like I mentioned earlier, this is the climax. That we've entered into the climax of the movie, the best scene. Because the movie's about to be over, man.
And if I can add, that's how you can tell the Lord is about to flex. He's about to flex up on an ultimate level, because look at the ability and the position he has put Edom in. With his technology, the only way that we're going to be delivered out of here is by divine intervention. And we see the Lord is turning this up, as the scriptures actually goes into. It's for the controversy of Zion, man.
Yeah, this devil got all kind of weapons you don't even know about, but you will when he uses it on you. You got robots.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So remember, RoboCop. That was real. Terminator. Yeah. All that was telling you what they got coming. You know, but that's gonna fail. We gonna punch a hole through a goddamn robot.
Hey, that's why when you watch those movies like Men in Black, they have a secret division. That's like not even a top. Like you got to know some. Like you got to be introduced.
It's not even in the paperwork.
Exactly. And what it was to basically engage in so-called aliens and shit like that. And they had the weaponry, lasers, you know, like crazy type weaponry Say, bro, Esau has that type of shit, bro. That's for who you think that's for the men of the Lord. Who you think that concept came from? You know?
He doesn't publicly, well, he does publicly disclose it, but nobody knows about it because they don't look into the patents. People don't look into patents, but the patents are there, and then they just weaponize it, and then what you gonna do about it? Shit, you don't know about it, but shit, yeah, like I said, they got rail guns, and some of these Navy ships are already using it, you know, just worldwide, not just America. They got all kind of weapons that they just don't tell the average person about. But then, so how much more what they really got for the men of the Lord?
Exactly. And Yahweh Shai.
Exactly.
They
The
know
Space
Yahweh
Force.
Shai coming, yeah.
They got a Space Force, man. And now they got a new force that Trump made for the crypto shit, for AI force, some shit like that. Go ahead.
It says, Isaiah 34:4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falling off from the vine.
Yeah, so that's the hosts is their armies, man. And the missiles, that's the Lord's army, but these armies are going to be, bro, it's not even going to be a challenge. Let me see it real quick before you keep reading on that. I think it's Revelation 19. Let's see here. Yep. I think it's verse. Okay. Revelation 19:19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So there you go. That's them coming against the Lord. The beast and his armies, right? Including America, they're hoarding right upon the beast. And the kings, the rest of these nations and their armies are going to fight against the Lord and lose miserably. There's going to be an ass whooping. Go ahead.
Yep, a quick one just to back you up. Revelation 12:7, and there was a war in heaven, Michael and his angels.
Yeah, they're not talking about a mythological story where Zeus threw out Hades. You know, no, man. This is talking about in the sky. This is the war is going to be taken, because there's different heavens, right? There's a conditioned heaven. There's this where the birds fly. Then you got the heaven space. All right. But in this heaven, it's talking about where where them planes were flying this morning, blowing shit up. But so like, the closest example of that is the Independence. Thing. They're just gonna be trying to scared as hell, flying jets and helicopters and just get destroyed. Zapped right out of the air. And what's the other one? War of the Wars. Yeah. And he ain't gonna be running like it's an action movie and escape. Yeah.
Verse 7, and there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
Like I think it was Apostle Bart said last week, their camp video, the indoor one they did. He said, Mike, the archangel, he's the archangel of war. That's why the Lord sending him, right, to stand up for the children of Israel, the elect. But that's who he gonna send him. That's Yahweh Shai's general, pretty much, of war in the spiritual realm. But overall, Peter will be a but right now, Peter, you know, is down here with us, you know, the chains of darkness. But he's not, well, if he is in the heavens, he's waiting to be risen up again. But hey, he could be back, you know, because it's been a couple generations since King Mashah passed, you know. So he could be a young brother somewhere out there in his early 20s or something. Well, if you were born in 2006, you'd be 20 years old right now. There's plenty of young brothers out there. Everybody, you know, speculate.
It says, and the dragon fought against his angels and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Yeah, prevailed not. And again, the dragon is the beast, and they said, and the kings and their armies. So that's going to show you they're going to, well, in 2 Edwards 13, they're going to join together, which, who was it, was it Ronald Reagan that said it?
Yeah.
So if the outside invader comes, and now Trump made a space force, you know, Which they all, at the end of the day, they all working together, man.
Right.
You know, Donald Trump and Putin, them niggas was at Epstein Island together. You know, swinging on a hammock. Yeah, freaking off with Diddy in the back somewhere. Yeah, a bunch of freaks. But we see the bigger picture because we know what the scriptures say. These people just think, oh shit, yeah, Trump and he don't like Putin or he don't like Maduro. Well, maybe they did kill him, maybe they did, or maybe this nigga laid up somewhere so they could put him on TV and make them see the movie. But we don't put it past the devil. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. I'm not saying, hey, if they kill him, they kill him. We don't care. But we understand that there's a bigger agenda going on.
That's right. Hey, the scriptures say, Job 9:24, for the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So the wicked is ruling and governing the whole earth. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, which we know to be the elite bankers, all right? Which the elite bankers, as they have a quote, known as what? All wars are bankers' wars. So they already set up the whole infrastructure to govern the earth, taking over these lands, establishing their government and their puppet system. So now what you're seeing on a political level is nothing but propaganda. But it's all through the design of the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, as it says in Proverbs 21:1, that the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord.
The real people beefing are at least amongst themselves. And fucking, Iran, what's his name? The Ayatollah of Iran beefing with Netanyahu. Okay.
They're fighting for who's gonna have the top position.
Exactly. Just like they did during the time of Alexander the Great. You know, that was smart. Yeah, you bunch of devils, man. They can't even trust each other.
Yep. Oh, I got you. Real quick, because that's heavy. That's heavy, because that's showing you that the Lord has wired their spirit to be self-destructive. Real quick, this is Revelations 6:4. And there went out power. It says, lucky, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, that's Esau. Right? He took peace from the earth. Right? He's the only motherfucker that's bringing world wars. Alright? Killing each other, they kill each other. Alright? They cause war. That's his MO, man. And ultimately, go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Malachi.
This is the war to end all wars.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
And that's going to be the day of the Lord. Because when he show up, he's going to destroy all these armies and then destroy Babylon the Great. So everything, once the Lord destroys the armies and then destroys Babylon, everything else just goes down with it. Everything globally is going to crash.
Right.
Literally. Everything's going to be set back 1,000 years back to the Stone Ages. But there ain't going to be no more technology in the sense of what Esau gave you, which is really, the word technology really goes into an art, like a martial art, that would be considered technology. What you think is technology is killing you and making you stupider. How the hell is that the real technology? Go ahead, though.
It says, and all the proud, all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
And Esau, the proudest person on the planet, but these Babylonians, man. The average American is proud for no damn reason. You barely can pay your bills. You're confused. You send your children to be taught by a transformer. There's garbage everywhere, bums everywhere. But this is supposed to be a great country. And then Trump had the audacity in his speech to say, let's make Venezuela great again. How is it? Why does the Venezuela be made great? Because of the atrocities, the sanctions, and the tariffs that America has put up on them. The coup that they attempted. Make Venezuela great again. That's what China and Russia were trying to do. What are you talking about? Go ahead.
It says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up.
Yeah, again, the day of the Lord. What's that? Amos 5, to woe to them that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it unto you. Because when the Lord returns, a lot of people are going to die that very day. It's billions.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And even leading up to that day, there's gonna be people getting butchered on a daily basis. And it's gonna get to a point where they ain't even counting no more. How the fuck they gonna count all the people dying when it gets to a certain point? The niggas counting gonna be getting killed. You know?
Saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall neither root nor branch.
Yeah. So even the very foundation of how this, the philosophies this place has been established on, democracy, all that BS is done with. And literally nothing left of America. Except for the actual land itself, but that's gonna become a desert. After that fire cools down, and who knows how long that'll be. But ultimately it'll still be uninhabited except for the desert creatures.
Real quick, this is Luke 12 and 49. I come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled?
Yeah. That's what the Lord's coming to bring. But it's already going to be turned up before the Lord comes back. The Lord's going to come to put the icing on the cake, so to say, and bring the biggest destruction, Because it's going to be destruction all around the world leading up to the day of the Lord. But guess what? It's still people going to be going about their business. People, even in the midst of war, in the midst of chaos, Esau's going to have a route so you can supposedly get back to normalcy. You don't have to die. Just take this and then come to our 15-minute city where it's blocked off from all the scumbags and criminals out there, But, what's up? There you go, yeah. But you gonna need that? Yeah. Again. Because that's how people are gonna get it. The same way they got the sauce. But then what's gonna come? Fire. But that's what the Revelation 14, 9 through 10 prescribes for anybody that takes that mark. Is a guaranteed front row to a missile. Go ahead, on.
This 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
Start at 9.
This 2 Peter 3 and verse 9. It says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
Yeah, and that's what the Lord said. He promised this place a great altar, a great fire. It's going to be a great sacrifice. And that's promised. And the Lord ain't a man that he shall lie. Go ahead.
As some men count slackness.
Yeah, some people, they've been saying that since my grandma, the last day. They've been saying that since my grandma was a kid. Well, your grandma's going to probably starve to death. Because the Lord is not slack concerning his promises. Though it tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come. And now it's here. The plagues have begun, right? As in Egypt, right? Back before. But these are going to be worse. And that had people shook. Back then, that shit had people shook. Scared to close their eyes. That thick darkness came and they were hearing rushing water. That ain't going to be nothing compared to what the Lord got prepared for you Egyptians, modern day Egyptians. Go ahead.
It says, but is long suffering towards not willing that any shall perish.
Yeah, ultimately to his all people. That's why he's long suffering. He's in that. We see it as like, damn man, we wish we suffering. He's showing mercy, because he don't want all Israel to perish. He wants them to turn and repent. But he already knows they not. He created them like that for his purpose, where he can get his story. This is his movie, this is his will. Go ahead.
But that all should come to repentance.
There you go. But we know, precept upon precept, that the majority of our people will not repent. And see, people ain't gonna be honking and waving. It's like a fucking parade. You don't know what happened this morning, man? You people need to be at home examining your lives and doing some push-ups because you're probably gonna get drafted soon. Go ahead.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
Again, while people are literally going to be going about their business when the Lord returns. And there's other people who are going to be suffering. The majority of the people are going to be suffering. There's going to be people in Thailand that's over there fishing on their little boat. Because, there's going to be certain places on the earth They're not going to be directly impacted by the World War, just like during World War I or II. You know, just going about their business. Might be at the marketplace in Peru. I was over there picking out apples, and then they see chariots all the time out there in South America. But then one day, the Lord's just going to show up. Because again, you know, people remember during the Iraq War, early 2000s, mid 2000s, people were just going about life, even the next day after 9/11. So people are just going to be going about their lives. Go ahead.
It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise.
When you hear in person a hypersonic missile, or see these silos open up and start shooting the missiles off, and the explosion itself, which you will hear, even if you don't see it, you're gonna hear it. Yep, and then you're gonna see when that mushroom cloud go up. Go ahead.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Now, what is going to make elements? The elements themselves: oxygen, carbon, you know, hydrogen, helium. What will make all those elements melt? Well, the missiles, the thermonuclear destruction. That's what. Go ahead.
It says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Yeah, they could tie it with Malachi 4:1. Neither root nor branch. All the works, all this, and hey, it's the 250-year anniversary this year. But you're done. This is it.
July the 4th.
Yeah, it's on July the 4th, right? Yep. Oh, whoa, there's gonna be some fireworks all right on July the 4th, Lord's will. But even before then, we're gonna see some big things happening. Not saying the Duke's gonna hit on July the 4th. Look what he said.
And I was
Scoffers.
real quick. I was looking into the whole New Year's celebration shit going into Janus, and one of the things for Janus that also used to go out, that they used to observe outside of January the 1st, was January 9th. And on January 9th, this was of course during the Romans, they would do sacrifices on that day.
The Lord's will they do it this year. With 6 days.
Yep.
See, 6. 9 upside down, 6 odd.
And so you just had this whole thing with Venezuela take place. There might
be a tea attack coming.
Iran may come up next, or Cuba or something.
That, or they make a sacrifice here and blame it
Yep.
on somebody.
Yep.
Oh, see, we've been telling you, there's whatever gang they've been saying that it's coming from Venezuela. We told y'all they were here. Now they're gonna start. ICE is gonna turn up on you spicks. Even more than they already are, because they kind of stopped reporting on what they're doing. Now we got bigger things to report on, like Maduro and the poor people in Israel. You know, what the Ayatollah's doing to his own people. What do you mean? You don't remember all the protesters in America that used to get beat up and shot and run over? Yeah, what are you talking about? You're gonna go defend niggas and you don't even know? What happened to America first? That the lie detector determined that was a lie. What the hell is kidnapping the president? How is that America first? Now you're just drawing into America into more conflicts.
Hey, real quick, because I typed this in earlier, just speaking on that whole thing, ChatGPT, I said, what are the legal repercussions of America's attack on Venezuela and the capture of Maduro today?
Yeah, because the other nations saying that's a international law, right? That's a violation.
Well,
Real quick, which is why he didn't ask Congress.
Exactly,
Right.
they wouldn't have approved it anyway.
Exactly. He talking about it was a trigger reaction or some shit, so where you can't just call up Congress and act, you just got to do it.
Yep.
So what he's saying is fuck the Constitution,
Yeah, bro.
He don't care what people got to say. This is the cruel Lord, man. He does what he wants.
He wasn't authorized, so to say, to do that shit
Yep.
by his party.
That's why the whole got different branches of the government to check and balances, vetoes and all that. Well, now under Trump it's just executive, right? Executive orders, executive shots. He don't give a damn about Congress or the Senate.
And that's that division.
Yep.
That big separation.
And he don't care about the judicial system. They ruled against something he did. He don't care. He ain't gonna reverse it. Right? The judge, the Supreme Court said that was a violation, and that nigga's still president, so it don't matter. Go ahead.
Real quick, because so I asked that, and it talks about the first points of the international law implications. It said a violation of sovereignty and UN charter. The United Nations Charter generally prohibits one state from using force against another without Security Council authorization or clear self-defense grounds. So they obviously went in there with no basis of self-defense, no authorization.
Well, it was the fentanyl, huh?
Right. But
Hey, it's sort of like a Leonidas move.
right. Yep.
He went down there without the back and the grease.
Yep.
You know?
So then this is where it gets interesting. It said limited enforcement at the UN. It says in practice, the UN Security Council cannot impose sanctions on the U.S. for such an action because the U.S. holds veto power, meaning formal punitive action is unlikely.
They're the top dog on the UN.
Yeah, so they can do whatever they want. They got the veto power.
Yeah, they're gonna send some woman to sit at the UN to give her a little speech. They don't give a fuck. The other nations are gonna say, "Oh, we oppose it." Oh, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah, so they can't get sanctioned because of it, because they hold the power to veto the whatever they come to try to vote on it. They won't be able to do it. So
So now, not only is according to the UN and others that your boy Bibi Netanyahu is a war criminal, and now your very president is a war criminal.
Which is already a felon.
Yeah, and he's already dead. And so it ain't just start there though. He been committing piracy, seizing ships, blowing fishing boats up.
Yeah. He was on the Epstein file.
He's a known PDF file.
hey, real quick scripture on that. Psalm 73 and verse 5 in the NLT. Psalm 73 and I'll start at verse 5 in the NLT. They don't have troubles like other people. They're not plagued with problems like everyone else. They wear pride like a jeweled necklace and clothe themselves with cruelty.
He's the cruel Lord.
Right.
He'll laugh. He'll say, "Yeah, you're doing a very good job. Yeah, no more fentanyl." Right. Niggas still strung out on the corner. Maduro gone. Shit.
Verse 7. These fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for.
What version was that?
NLT.
Oh, it must be fat cats. These pussies.
King James says their eyes stand out with fatness.
Yeah. And his eyes really fucking watch it when they catch him unaware. He look through. He looked like Garfield. Yeah, that's the fat cat. Garfield.
Verse 8. They scoff and speak only evil. In their pride, they seek to crush others.
Come on, man. He's the face of pride.
They seeking to crush others. We read earlier in Habakkuk chapter 2 how they try to heap onto themselves nations. Well, now not only do they do that, but they can do so with impunity. Because they hold the veto power.
Until somebody takes a shot at the bully,
Right.
which they got to come together for all that. But you know, there's still prophecy. Prophecy got to unfold. That's why we're not hasty. Like, oh, let's just do something. Listen, it's up to the Lord to have it play out. There's still things that got to be unfolded before Russia. Because once Russia gets involved with America, they're gonna have to nuke this place.
Right.
You know? Ain't no gonna be no. Where they gonna fight? They're gonna meet in Africa and fight. They're gonna meet in Venezuela and fight. No, they're just gonna fight with them nukes.
Hey, and it's heavy because, what was it? Yesterday they had put out that Elon Musk 2026 is doing mass rollouts of the Neuralink.
Yeah.
So that's a major sign that we at the end of this thing.
AI,
Once that
all
chip
that.
comes, like the Elder Apostle Tar says, it's gonna be days, weeks till that missiles fucking fly.
The Lord gonna make a speedy rinse. Once after the hour of temptation, it's gonna be speedy, all right. And then the missiles is gonna make easy work out of this place. Yeah, talking about SWIFT. The financial infrastructure is about to be done away with, but the Lord going to give you the new SWIFT and bring the best of the destruction. Yeah, Lord.
Yep, just jumping down to verse 16, Psalm 73, verse 16 in the NLT. So I tried to understand why the wicked prosper, but what a difficult task it is. Then I went into your sanctuary, O Most High, and I finally understood the destiny of the wicked. Truly, you put them on a slippery path and send them sliding over the cliff to destruction.
It's gonna be sliding. Remember, like in
Slippery slope.
the banana peel. Yeah, Esau, he running right to it because he's so proud. He not watching where he's walking, and he gonna end up falling in his own snare.
But as the scripture say that in Job that he shall be in straits.
Yep.
You know, he
Every
gonna be
hand
in
of the wicked shall be against him. We're going into the laborers. Pretty much the people that Esau, chiefly Amalek, has put into subjection, which is the whole world at this point. And his own people included. And fucking, that's sad. You got your own people. Here it is, you own the whole world, got all the resources, and you got a bum Edomite. That's pathetic.
Verse 19, in an instant they are destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. When you arise, O Lord, you will laugh at their silly ideas as a person laughs at dreams in the morning.
There you go. It's comical. Because this devil's so prideful, he actually thinks all this shit is working. Not knowing that he's just going to the according to the scripts.
Yep.
You know, the playbook or the what they call the script, for a movie. Go ahead up.
Gone. This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yeah, so the plagues, man. As said in the Apocrypha, the Lord would strike Egypt with plagues as before, right? So the Lord is systematically breaking down what you call Babylon the Great, aka America, okay? Egypt. The Lord is breaking this place down, man. Okay? And ultimately what? It's going to lead to the end, the demise, the destruction of this place as the Lord is breaking down the financial system. Esau, Edom's, his credibility, all right, is waning. Nobody believes him, right? Everybody is questioning these things, all right? It came a point in time where, and that's why he put out that big campaign about truthers, conspiracy theorists. He pushed that agenda very heavily, and it worked for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? People be like, "Oh yeah, this guy's a conspiracy theorist. He's extremist." But at the same time, we live in a time of prophecy where truth is going to unfold itself. So all the crazy shit, that guy's crazy. People are now inquiring about, like, let me listen to him. See, if you so-called initiated like us, right? We listening to the few videos that nobody really listens to. Everybody fanning it off. Oh, that's bullshit. Nah, that ain't true. That's the ministry wrapped up in itself. Those guys are crazy. Those guys, nah, bro. If you really in the know, you really in the mix, you really in the spirit, those guys got the truth. So we no longer concerned about, well, damn, only 3 people watching. So the Lord has revealed so many things unto us that we know, this is the truth. I don't give a fuck if nobody watched it. You convinced of the gospel. That's true. You know what I'm saying? You fully convinced because you see it. It's like, yo, how can you continue to question this shit, man? It's real. What's really been hitting me heavy is that that shit off the government's website. The 6G rage. That's really what's really confirmed it. Bro, y'all ain't got shit to say. We already believed it.
Yep.
But when this nigga said that he implantable technologies,
Oh yeah.
that just don't do nothing but solidify everything we've been telling people.
Right.
From when we first came into the truth. Hey, the chip, yeah. You take the chip. Yeah, y'all niggas crazy. Yeah, good shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't see countless many times of those type of encounters, man.
It's June.
Bro, how can you deny this shit? And he said within 12 months.
Yeah.
He gave a time span within 12 months that he want these things basically to be in effect, man. And so implantable technology, as you just said about Elon Musk.
Yep.
He's going a big wave of Neuralink. He's being pushed out. Bro, this could literally be the year.
Yep.
That's why this is the year of exposure. Agents, sellouts, whatever, because it's going to be made known when that chip exactly is implemented. That's going to be the catalyst to everything, man. That's why we push that so heavy, bro. But go ahead.
It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Exactly. Wickedness has exceeded, man. What it means to exceed, it goes further. Exceed further. You're exceeding. Right? So you got wickedness, but it has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Basically, in simplest terms, it did more than what it was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know it's all ordained by the Lord, but it did more than what it was supposed to. Like, damn. That's why when you read Genesis, the 6th chapter, if somebody can get that real fast, right? Because this is the second death. This is the first death. When you read that chapter, you see the Most High repented. You use that terminology, repented on what he created. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 6 and 5. And Yahweh saw that wickedness of man was great in the earth.
So this is talking about during the time of Noah, right? The first death when the Lord flooded the planet Earth. Which again, the Bible records it. When you go to the Egyptian hieroglyphs on their walls and shit, it recorded a flood. When you go to the Moabites, the so-called Chinese, they're number 8. They're number 8. The carrot is shaped like a boat. So what? 8 people on a flood. So multiple civilizations or cultures recorded a flood, man. Right. The scriptures also too. Okay, so again, faith is that. Hebrews 11:1. Real quick, off the shot. It's gonna tell us what faith is, man. And you people wondering why we out here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And real quick, also they got now the elder priest is going into faith, believing in it, but Yahweh Shai is so cold with it that he gave us evidence in real life. Like when you go to Mount Ararat, you see the boat on the right. These scientists, when they study the wood, it's the same wood that Noah used, that gopher wood, to build the ark. So we got evidence in real time too. So if you can't see it, the Lord is not dealing with you.
Exactly. Go ahead.
This is the book of
So
Hebrews.
same thing with a crime, right? With a crime scene, you gather what? Evidence. So you gather all this, and then what? You go to the judge and you present everything. Because the detective, he wasn't there, right? So all of us, everybody on this planet Earth is considered a detective. All right? Why? Because what? A detective gathers information and learns. Everybody is in that position, starting from a child, born as a child, where you gather information and you learn, right? So that detective has that information, presents it to a judge. Was the judge there? No. Was the detective there? No. Right? But all these things are presented, the evidence is presented, and then everybody comes up with a conclusion. Genocide, like a murder or whatever the case may be. Why did he die? Then they go. You see it. It's throughout the movies. You go to you know anybody that he was beefing with, the case may be this, that, and the third. Oh, he was. Oh, he did get into it with a guy previously. Then they go to that guy and they go to that guy. You know, you gather evidence. An investigation.
Possible suspects.
Exactly. So then you come to a conclusion that this guy was murdered. And you present it to the judge, right? And then the judge, you present all the evidence to the judge. You know, whether he got a defendant, whatever, and then what? And then a judgment is made based off of what? All the evidence, right? So that's what. Again, none of those people were there. Right. But they gathered the evidence and they came up with a conclusion to the matter, man. All right. So again, you didn't see it. You literally didn't see it. What happened? Right? Or we wasn't there when Moses received those 5 books, you know, in his lifetime, and he wrote them down. When we weren't there, how do you know that? Oh well, that's the real books of Moses, and how do you know that, right? But again, all the evidence we've gathered, the Lord has revealed to us, and we like, yo, the Bible, the scriptures is true, man. You know. So go ahead, real fast.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Exactly, and what we hope for, man. Shit, to get up out of this. That's Jake's main prerogative. To make it out of the hood You know, that form of salvation, right? Right? The substance of things hoped for, because wow, we've been put in a bad position, man. We was born in hell, so to say. You know what I mean? Everybody looking for a better life. So again, one word sums it up: salvation. Okay? So the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, man. That's what faith is. So here it is, me the last times we gathered the information, man. And again, we couldn't, hey, that's how you know faith is a gift. Because even again with the chip, you couldn't see the chip back then, but it made sense. You saw it. It made sense. You know, definitely however long, the longer you've been in, like the apostles, you know, the chip, you couldn't, it was nowhere in sight that one day a chip would you know, be made mandatory, you know, on a physical sense. Right. People still using cash and checks, whatever the case may be, right? When they was during that time, but they saw it. Goes to show you, like, how can you come up with that then? That's the faith, the gift the Lord has given those men to see it. That faith that it tell you that in Hebrews. He said, even against faith, believe. So even when he saw he was up in age, no way he could have a baby. No way Sarah could have a baby. Her womb was old. But he still believed. That's faith. That's a powerful spirit, a gift, man.
Power. I got the same verse, but in the AMP. This is Hebrews 11:1 in the AMP. Now faith is the assurance, title deed, confirmation of things hoped for.
Exactly. Again, name all the attributes of what?
The assurance.
The assurance. So why are you so assured that? I don't know, I just believe. It's like something put on you.
That's right.
Like you feel it. Like
Yeah.
what makes you so assured? You just feel it. I know this is true.
Right.
And that's how we all felt when we heard the truth.
Yeah, well, the Lord is the living power.
Exactly.
He gave us his sure word.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The sure mercies of David. It said sure.
Yeah. So we heard it.
Yeah, and expected in.
Yeah. We heard it, we believed. We were sure that what was true, man.
Yeah.
We were sure of that.
Yeah, because he breathed into us his spirit, which his spirit is connected to the faith, which is connected to what? The spirit of prudence. This is all like us. Lord displays. That faith that we have been gifted is the Lord's vision. He has given us the ability to foresee the day of evil, and now we have submitted to hiding us under his sanctuary, under his protection. You know? So I'll finish off here. He was 11:1 in the AMP. Now faith is the assurance, title, deed.
The deed, the title, the deed, like here it is.
It's yours.
Right? It's yours. You sign all the paperwork, and that confirms, like, yo, that's yours.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying faith is. Faith confirms what you see and what you believe is true. Like, yeah, because what? We looking for the king out. It ain't king yet.
Right.
But the faith is that deed. Like, yo, he coming.
The cherry on top is the spirit of Yahushua that gives us our mind's eye to be open to see these things in our minds.
Yeah.
So we have the foresight.
Yeah.
Like brothers like to use that word. We have that foresight to be able to see it before it actually comes to play.
Yeah, that's that 1 Corinthians 2 and 10. The scripture says that no man can know a man's mind, but only you can know the Lord's mind, because he has given you his mind. That's why the scripture says, I has not given you the spirit of the world. I have given you a different spirit. Ephesians 1 and 13, it says, for you heard the word of truth, you believed, and ye were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise, which is your earnest of your expectation. So it's a spirit that was sealed within specific vessels that fear the Lord. Once you fear the Lord, he searched your soul out. He searched the reins of men. Once he searched you out and detected your sincerity, he sealed you to be protected, man. That's what the priest is going into. What we've seen manifest is what we believe. What we have believed before we seen it manifest was showing that our unseen power not only truly exists, but he's known by judgment. And that's what he's doing. He's judging the earth to bring in our deliverance, man. You know?
That's why we able to speak boldly, more boldly and boldly, because what he said, we're close to, it's happening. You know, it's happening, man. You know, to the point we ain't gonna be no more longer prophesying because it's gonna be taking place, bro.
Right.
You know, like we always use an analogy, that's like saying it's gonna rain when it's already raining. Right. It's like, yo, everybody know that now, bro.
Hey, they said they weren't during the time of Noah. And that's how we know the Lord is getting ready to shut the doors for us to be out here teaching, because it's getting too easy to prophesy now. Right. Anybody can come out here and clearly see what's happening and say, yeah, look, they call themselves prophesying. So the Lord's gonna have to shut the door so that the true prophets are no longer found. And then the things that we've been said start to even more come to fruition. Because the Jacob's trouble, a lot of these people ain't prophesying that because they don't want the trouble to come.
Or the chip.
Or the chip, you know. But the Lord's gonna have to start because it's getting too easy. You know, we say that humbly, and I mean it in the sense of it's like the brother just said. These things are happening now. The mark of the beast, the infrastructure for everything as far as that goes, is being set up before our very eyes. If you just have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you can understand how it's being set up. The war of Armageddon, that's being set up as well. We see the setup for the Revelation 17 happening with the allies of the horde turning against her and shooting her and burning her with fire. We see that setup being happening.
Let's get into it real fast. Just to back up my answer. You got it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see.
So again, that trained eye, whatever field you in, and you seen it, whatever type of thing you learn, whatever hobby you get into, right? That world like opens up to you. You know, whatever it is you get into. You know, you into cars, right? You notice certain things that the average person wouldn't notice about cars.
Right.
You know, because your eyes and your mind been opened up to it. You can see the knowledge of it. Whatever it is, you just notice certain things like, oh shit, you get into whatever hobby you get into, and then you notice certain things people don't know because they didn't get into that hobby.
Right.
So again, the end times, right? We've been studying. The Lord gave us prophets always asked, what should be the signs that I come in? So that's what we've been studying. We've been looking. So we have a trained eye, a trained mind to recognize the signs of the end. Which is why right now, you're like, oh shit, you don't see this? You don't see it? Everybody like, you know, like, what are you about? It's like, bro, it's here, look.
Hey, people ask the question, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? But we've been saying why.
Yeah.
So now we just gonna sit back and laugh.
Exactly.
Shit, I don't know.
Hey, exactly. That's the spirit we in now. It's like, bro, you so confirmed and confident in what you believe. It's like, bro, I don't even gotta say I told you so. I ain't even like, bro, I'm just gonna let this shit play out and then when you come to me.
Yeah. Well, that's what
gonna get it.
That's what it's fulfilling. It's fulfilling to go to the sellers and buy.
Right.
Because right now we like.
You don't see what's going on, you try to open them up, let them know, right?
Go to the sellers and buy now.
All them years we've been doing that. It got to a point where the spirit on us like,
Fuck them.
I don't like my own say. I don't know what's going on. You tell me. You tell me what's going on.
I'm trying to tell you.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 3 and verse 26. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house.
Exactly. So the Lord got the doors closed on some of you, man. Strap.
Or we just gonna play dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear what happened? What happened?
and they asking you that because they know you know.
You know damn well we know what happened.
You always speak about this type of stuff.
Right.
Well, you saw.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or you just, the Lord literally make you can't. You tell them,
You
but you can't.
Right.
That's why we know is if you run to us, the spirit of the Lord got to be on us to be like, okay, yeah, I'll tell you, or to open up to you.
Right.
If not, I just feel it, bro. You out. Like, yeah, this, you know what I'm saying? They were. They knew our nobles and they probably, you got, hold on. Right. Those guys are reverend, bro. You know?
And usually the prophets were outsiders. You know, they weren't. You know, they looked at special kind of people. They weren't just having a good time with everybody at the party. And that's how people look at us. So hello.
I got you. This is Romans 11:7. What then Israel have not obtained, that which he seeketh for.
And that's the answers, guidance, the truth, right? You got to understand that this is a godly culture. This ain't a regular culture. This ain't a regular heritage, right? This is our heritage is entwined with connections to the power, to the Heavenly Father, to who you call God. That's what our heritage entails. That these people are spiritually connected to the true and living power, man. Not just the idols. All right? The gods of Yasharallah, the Israelites, their heritage is their culture. Is divine. That's the only nation that, as we read throughout the scriptures, the Most High is dealing with. So you lost that. So the Most High hasn't revealed unto you your heritage. So therefore, you don't even know His name, His capability. That you supposed to be in tune. You the only nation that's able to be in tune with Him, that's able to connect with Him, and that He has prophets that He sets up, and that's how you go inquire from that power, that God, man. You go ask His prophets. Let me go. They knew it. Let me go to. Well, they went to the prophets, man. They tell you in the New Testament, as He spake from the beginning by His holy prophets.
That's why He calls them the messengers.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to get a response through the messengers. Because you could pray to the Lord, and then the Lord will send a messenger to tell you. You know, like Cornelius, look what happened with him. He sent his messenger to solidify what, and give him the message. Man.
And they interpret it. It's that simple. So you lost that. So what then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for. So you lost that, man. You lost that. You know when you call a brother up for some counsel, you basically calling the Lord. That's basically what you're doing, bro. That's a man that's in the spirit, he's acknowledged, a member in the spirit, right? You call that man, a lot of people can't do that, bro. They gonna call their uncle. Their uncle gonna get them some worldly wisdom.
Bullshit.
Some bullshit that's not scriptural. Yeah, but uncle, man, I think that, man, the best thing you can do, man, is just
Crash out.
Have fun, live your life, man. Don't worry about it. That's the counsel you getting from niggas in the world, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be the counsel of Satan.
Yeah. He old as hell. He 80 years old, 90 years old. But that's the counsel he gonna give you. Oh no, go to college, man. Get you a degree.
Go to military.
It's military. It's a lot of good money you can make out here in this system, man. You just gotta stay in school.
Get your education.
Get your education. You know what I'm saying? No, the true wisdom is what Solomon. You want to speak about wise? Well, he said the wisest man to ever walk the planet Earth. He said the whole duty of man is to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. So you should be going to the prophets, trying to learn the scriptures, right? Teaching the scriptures. This is what you're supposed to be doing. But a lot of our people ain't out there. So again, going back to the scripture, go ahead.
Romans 11:7. What then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, so the election, so the Lord elected. If you want to get that word election, you can. All right, the election have obtained it. All right, they obtained it. They got it. They understood it.
because it was given unto them, revealed unto them.
Exactly.
Not something of their own doing. It's not like when we brothers was growing up, we was like, man, I can't wait to be out there one day and reading Bibles to people. That's the last thing on most brothers' mind. You know, some brothers grew up in church and whatnot, but come on, man. Never, when you was growing up before you came into truth, would you expect to be out here reading Bibles. But it was revealed unto us, though.
Again, you had your own, you went off the philosophy of the world. Go to school, get a good job, man.
American dream.
American dream, man. Babysitting and paying these taxes, man, and it's making a white man a lot more richer and being a good old slave. That's basically what they were telling you to do, man. Entrepreneur and all that fucking bullshit. You wonder why every time you get to it, you only can climb so high, shit always fuck up for you. Wow, you under the curses, man. But again, you gotta go to the prophets and wonder why you ain't prospering, why we as a nation, as a people, not prospering. And then if you in the know, if you initiated, right, you know that the people, the baby said in one of his songs, I'm getting bands, I'm breaking curses. I'm getting millions, he said I'm breaking curses. Generation, you know. So what? So okay, cool. Well, it's a left-hand side priesthood and it's a right-hand side priesthood. So in order for you to so-called break those curses, you're going against the spirits. So that let me know right there you're doing something on the left-hand side. That's the only way you're able to basically break those curses. Deuteronomy 28. You're doing something on the left-hand side, man. Right? You sold out. You're doing some spiritual works on the left-hand side because physically, there's no way that they can overcome these curses.
Sell out.
But sell out. And then even then, you still fucked up. You're still a nigga.
Still a nigga in the
Yeah.
coop.
But the point being is you get the bands, you break curses, you get to live a life like whatever. But you did something on the left-hand side in the spirit. That's the only way you're going to be able to break these curses. And the Lord going to get you for that. Because he put us under these curses. So you took it upon yourself to go around that, to circumvent that, even though it's the Lord anyways, to go against that. So you sell your soul, you bend over. You're going to be put to death, man.
Hey, real quick, just to back you up. This is Mark chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Exactly. So you lost your soul. Right? And what you think Satan doing? He went back and told him.
He laughing at you.
Yeah, he telling the Most High, you look, look what he gave me. You know? The Lord just
signed your soul away. And literally Esau makes you sign in blood too.
Yep.
With these people that get to that level, like, damn, that nigga got millions of billions. That nigga sold out. And not just talking about money and a piece of paper. No, we're talking about some atrocious acts.
Right. And rituals.
Yeah, rituals.
You got rituals.
Like brother said, the left-hand side rituals. This is the ritual we're doing right now on the right-hand side. But this is a whole altar up here.
Right.
You know? But then Esau got you doing some niggas come in with the masks, with the gowns on and shit. Yeah, you already know you. Yeah, they got you. Next thing you know, you on television talking about you got 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
And you wonder how these people just blow up there. He just came out of nowhere. You know, he just like, bro, he did something behind the scenes, my man.
Right. Hey, you gotta keep doing it. If you want to keep that faith, you gotta
it's a
keep
religion,
doing the
so to say.
sacrifice.
It's a worship. You gotta keep doing it, man.
If not, that's when they get you. All right, that's cool. You don't have to do it no more. They might even let you walk out the door. Then the feds gonna come busting and swinging off the helicopters and shit.
They showed you on that movie King Arthur. Well, he would have to take his loved ones down to that little pond down there where those demons at and sacrifice them. And she told him, if you want any more help, you know what to do. And he brought his wife down there. Yeah, you know the price. Yeah.
And that's the
she
balance.
killed him.
So like, yeah, that's the balance. They sell their soul to gain the world, or they sacrifice their soul to gain the world. We sacrifice the world to keep our soul.
To gain the world.
It's going to show you we on another level. Listen what he said. We sacrifice the world to keep our soul. Somebody with fucking common sense would be like, why not sacrifice tangible things and lust to keep my soul? But no, you want to sacrifice the only pure thing, only pure power you have to get carnal things? Yeah, You're dumb. You're dumb as hell.
That's-
You
that's-
in the flesh.
And then you're gonna be miserable because the riches can't buy happiness.
Yeah.
You know, a good health estate, that's real. You know, a good mind, yeah, that's real riches. But now you do. That's why a lot of these celebrities, you always see them with shades on. But when you see them without the shades, they look bugged out.
Black
You can
eyes.
see what they gone through in their eyes. Man, the eyes don't lie.
They sold and took from them.
Yep. They're black. They got shit's all black around their eyes. Especially that, like these celebrity women. Oh boy, you can tell that they get some nasty shit put in them. And who's at the top? Who gives out these contracts in the industries? Exactly, small hats. Whether you're celebrity, athlete, you know, whatever, a musician, you blow up, like bro say. Why you think this nigga on the radio every 3 songs? You know, and they'll entice you. Esau entice you, like let you get a one-hit wonder. You on the top of the world now, but they're gonna pull you into the room.
Want to keep that?
Yep. That's why you don't hear certain dudes. He's got a one-hit wonder. Like, dang, that dude was on fire, but motherfucker just he didn't sell his soul.
He want to sell out.
This is Matthew 16 and verse 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Salaki, can you start from verse 24?
Come on, I got you. Verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples.
So his disciples, he was disciplined. Been on that a lot heavy. Discipline, man. Right? Those are how the discipline is doing something even when you don't want to. All right. Again, listen to that video of motivational, right? It's like you don't need nothing to be motivated. You don't need to do nothing to be motivated. Right? Like motivation isn't needed for you to get things done. Right? Because people always want to be, I ain't motivated, man. I gotta get something. So if they ain't motivated, they ain't gonna do shit. No. That's what discipline comes in at. Doing it even when you don't, that's what discipline is. Doing it when you even don't want to do it. And that's that constant fight between the spirit and the flesh because it's always there. Right? The courage, right? You do something and you're afraid, that's courage. But if you're not afraid and you do it, there ain't really no courage. So you doing something when you don't want to do it, that's discipline, bro. Because you don't want to do it.
This is a quote from Marcus Aurelius I screenshot the other day. Comfort is the worst addiction.
Exactly. And again, you in your comfort zone. You got to get out of your... The Lord, this truth is going to require you to get out of your comfort zone. One-on-one right here. I want to be chill, laid back, left off somewhere at home, or whatever the case may be. But you got to... The Lord said you got to come out here to the chief place of concourse. Right? To the gates. The streets, and speak his word. Alright? So the Lord said this to his disciples, those that will continue to do it even when they don't want to do it, man. Go ahead.
If any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
So you want to follow the Lord? Deny yourself, man. You want to come, you gotta deny yourself because a lot of egos, right? This flesh. No, I don't do that right. Bro, when you come into this truth, I learned, bro, you gotta give all that shit up, bro. I don't like that. This make me feel some kind of way, bro. And then when you look back at it, that's all pussy shit, bro. It's all weak shit. You allow the flesh to have control over you. Again, going back to that emotional maturity. You allow your emotions to dictate your actions. Okay? Where's your discipline at? That's weak, man. And again, the older you get, the more you mature in this thing, you look back at it, and you just see niggas in the world like, bro, niggas crying, complaining about shit. It's like, bro, just do that shit, bro.
You gotta change your ways.
Man up.
I got another quote. This one's from Crawford, Terrence Crawford. It says, when a man starts to fix his life, isolation is the price he pays.
Exactly. And those men, all the men he named are great men. That's why they excelled in the things they had because they were disciplined. They did the training and the groundwork when they didn't want to.
Right.
That's why they became great. A lot of dudes don't become great because they're not disciplined. You got it.
And like he's a boxer. So a boxer, they gotta sustain from their woman. They can't be out there, they gotta go on a training. A lot of times they're on their own, doing drills, An average man can't do that. And that's why you're not a champ.
That's why it's you're either a champion in heart or you're not.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, and take up his cross and follow me.
So take up his cross is suffering, man. The cross is a representation of suffering. The Lord gives every man his tailor-made hell, or whatever it is that he got that he's dealing with, right? Day to day, whatever. It comes in seasons, it comes in waves, right? Well, you got to take up your cross and follow the Lord. So you got to deny yourself and also deal with the suffering. Go ahead.
Can I read that same verse for you in the A and P? It says, then Yahushua said to his disciples, if anyone wishes to follow me as my disciple, he must deny himself. It says, set aside selfish interests and take up his cross, expressing a willingness to endure whatever may come, and follow me, believing in me, conforming to my example in living.
Exactly. So, and you see that with a woman that want to submit to you, you can give her instruction. Hey, I don't like this like this, I don't like that like that. And then just the level of that commitment and that the relationship lasts a long time because she basically denied herself of everything and she submitted to your will, to what you wanted her to do, man.
She desires to please
exactly
her Lord.
Yeah. And that's the point. Desire, that willingness expression. Like, you want to do it. You want to make them happy. So what? In that, you have to deny yourself. You're willing to be like, yeah, I know I used to do this, well, I'm not going to do it no more. I know I used to like this, well, I'm not going to like that no more. We literally the woman of the Lord, bro. And then what? He get to his position where we well pleased. Like, man, that woman do whatever I tell her to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's a certain love that stays there even when shit get boring or whatever it go. You know that's a woman completely who have submitted herself dedicated herself.
It becomes irreplaceable.
Right.
To the point where she'll just start to do things without being told.
Right.
Exactly.
That's rare.
Exactly.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
That's
She
why
know
the
what you
elect
like.
is rare.
Yeah, exactly.
She just know what you like. You ain't got to say nothing no more.
Whatever you like.
Yeah, whatever you like. Bro, that's a certain kind of connection and a attraction.
It's a blessing.
That's why the older you get, you don't give a fuck how fat a woman's ass is, bro. You start to think like, oh man, no attitude that
How
comes with
dutiful
that.
is she? That's what we're looking at.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
What about her conduct, her behavior? That's what's beautiful to us, man. We don't give a shit about how fat your ass is and how good the box is and how long it. Yeah, bro. That shit
Every bitch got a box.
means nothing. A young dude in a faith or whatever, a young dude, he gonna go for that. And then he always wonder like why he always catching so much hell. Why this bitch he always complaining about this bitch. Like, bro, you gotta get rid of her, bro.
Hey, I don't get us wrong. The flesh love the big butts and all that. But the spiritual man, yes, you know what he's saying.
Yeah, it's gonna bring hell to you.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get to a level where you choose your peace over pleasure. I like to say peace over pleasure.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because you clothe with wisdom. That's what it is. Because the wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai instructed us not to stumble at a woman's beauty. So we equipped her with that understanding. You know?
And look at King Solomon. He had the baddest. He had the baddest of the baddest.
Of
He
all
said
nations.
it was all vanity anyway.
Finish this.
Oh yeah.
Yep, finishing off, it says, expressing a willingness to endure whatever may come and follow me, believing in me, conforming to my example in living, and, if need be, suffering or perhaps dying because of faith in me.
Yeah, so you willing to just go all the way, not to bend, whatever, you know, and that's why scriptures speak about the straight gate, right? It's only a certain shape or whatever that can fit through that, and then that's why scriptures speak about if your right arm offend you or whatever, cut it off. But that shit, you know, like the analogy of the dog trying to bring the bone through the house, you know. Like, bro, in order to get in the house, bro, you gotta leave that bone out there. Of course, you could turn it sideways where it goes like that, but you know, the concept is like,
Even
you gotta leave that shit, bro.
like the straight and narrow, but you can liken it to the second entrance where it said fire on one side, fire on the deep waters on the other side. But it's like walking a tightrope over that. You have to be well balanced. You can't just be doing what you want. You got to be a certain way. You got to do it. You got to be dedicate your life to learn how to walk that tightrope, or you're gonna die. And remember, they usually have a stick to balance themselves out. You know, because without balance, you're not gonna make it through that straight and narrow.
And that's how, you know, a lot of brothers, they ain't dealing with women now. Because, like, you tell a woman, you meet a chick, you talk to her, holler at her, tell her this, that, and third. She with that.
Yeah.
All right, you I mean, like, all right.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
See you in the kingdom.
Yeah, see you in the kingdom. Because you know, like, no, in order for you to get good with me, you going to have to go right along with it, or you ain't going to make it. That's why we know Isaiah 4:1, JT, these women, they going to be right along with it. And that brother Quan say, he say, if I sense, like, he say, if I just sense a slight attitude,
Oh, you out.
like you out of there, like I want you to, hey, go do that.
Oh, okay.
What?
Hey, the scriptures say in the
Yeah.
day of their power, they shall be willing.
Yeah, bro.
They gonna be in line in order that day. In that day.
They
Anything
keep going
else?
for that shit.
Anything else?
Not a peep.
Yeah.
Hey, we want complete and full submissive and obedience, man. Because what we telling you is gonna save your life, man.
Right.
So we ain't here to argue and
waste of
debate
time.
about shit, bro.
Yeah, like if you trying to get with a woman, if she don't want to get on the program, just keep it moving. Like you said, JT come around, she'll be back, or in the kingdom. Either way, that's a mindset brothers should have. But now, if you're dealing with a woman, now you're stuck with her.
Yeah,
Because technically, you can't get rid of her. Now, if she leave, she leave.
Yeah.
But you got to deal with it. You're gonna catch trouble in the flesh now.
Exactly.
So that's why you can't. The Lord don't have certain brothers dealing with it. Have you locked in?
Yep.
Because that's gonna come anyway. Yeah, the women's gonna come regardless.
That way, when you know, because it's a distraction.
Yeah.
Trying to do the ministry, the videos, and this, that, and third, the fellowship. And when that day, you know, this part of the ministry, it'll change. You know, you ain't gonna be.
Start cleaning off what you're supposed to be doing to
Yeah.
please this ran through chick. You know?
Exactly. But in that day, you know, we just gonna be, hey, just faith, believe in the Lord. You know, the whole putting videos up and you know that part of the overlay. Say, hey, right now is your faith, and you'll have time to tend to, you know, your other half or whatever the case may be, because that's gonna be the focus. The Lord gonna have the spirit on you to protect them. They gonna be following you. You know what I'm saying?
Like little ducks.
Yeah. we ain't gonna be damn, okay. If you going to the classes, brothers, you reading, you doing your videos. A woman in the midst of that is difficult to manage, bro. Like, as far as trying to lock in, as far as it takes away a lot of discipline.
Actually, she's
bro.
beautiful. Oh. We've seen it. I mean, dude, personally, we've seen come and go because of a woman. Oh, well, and then she's gonna lose respect for you anyway. And end up leaving you anyway, so hell no. Is your woman worth your salvation?
Exactly.
Well, many men have gone out there with other women. That's part of, this world. Really, these women are part of this world because, like Paul Hard used to say, he still says from time to time, if your woman truly believes, tell her to go get you another woman. That's just going to cause a problem, really, if you tell her that. So, yeah, you got to deal with them according to wisdom.
And you had the elder priest, you brought up the account with Solomon. He had 1,000 women, but the conclusion he came to, he did the same, he did the equation. He didn't find out they all wicked. So you get a woman, she gonna give you help, and she ain't gonna change. For brothers that do got a wife, she might believe or whatever, but she's still giving you help.
Yeah, because there's some sincere sisters out there. You know, they trying to do the best they can. Beautiful. You know, you're under the authority of a man of the Lord, but you can't expect them to
Perfect.
Yeah,
Right.
we're not perfect,
Right.
but we still got, at the same time, we still got to have mercy.
Right.
You know?
That's why I say the will. And you notice that when you get on a level or ranking and you govern over brothers, you can see when the brother's sincere or brother's just he just don't give a fuck. You know,
He's just around for chicken and wine.
He don't give a fuck. But you see a brother that's like really he's sincere, he's in spirit, he do what he's supposed to do. You know, you able to read that and be like, you show him some mercy, man. So same thing with the women. We know the woman ain't gonna be perfect.
Right.
You see how they
Exactly.
they glitch out in the flesh, but you see like this woman really has
She's trying.
she's trying. She has a will to want to please me, even though she can't.
But in Jacob's trouble, that's gonna change for these
Oh, yeah.
women. Now, a lot of that bullshit that brothers deal with now, that shit is gonna be out the window in Jacob's trouble. That's when she gonna really humble fully down
Gonna be
and
real
shut the
quiet.
fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
she
be
gonna
real
shut
quiet.
up.
Yep.
You know.
Because that's the affliction that's coming, and that's the mindset. That's why Esau gonna present them the chip. When you in that state of fear, you need something stable to forge your mind and be that comfort. So that man is gonna be that in that time.
If a woman doesn't have a man in his last days, she will take the chip.
Yeah.
And even if she do got a man in this world, he gonna take the
He
chip
gonna
with
take
her.
the chip. Yep. So you gotta have a man of the Lord. That's the only way you gonna be. Your mind is gonna be stable enough for you not. Because what you gonna look for stability. That's what women look for.
Right.
That's what they want to bring. That's why. At the end of the day, bro, you get mad, but it is what it is. All women are gold diggers, bro. Why would you? Two dudes come up to you. One dude work at fucking Taco Bell. Not any brother who works at Taco Bell. One dude work at Taco Bell. The other dude's a multi-millionaire. What sense does that make? They go, I like him. No, bro. It's a logical thing. You're gonna give the multi-millionaire. Why? Because it's security, stability. He can provide and protect you, bro. It's that simple. So can you really get mad at a woman for being a
Female
gold
nature.
digger?
The Lord made him like that.
It's just common sense. As a man, you get a loan to try to do something. One person give you 100,000, another person only giving you 10,000. I'm trying to build a house. I'm gonna go with the guy that's giving me a loan to make the 100,000. Regardless of interest rates, whatever the case may be, get in details, but you just go with the person that's willing to finance you more, so you can get more, bro. It's just common sense.
The path of least resistance is what most people go towards. That's the broad and wide way.
Exactly.
Easier.
The easy way. So in that time, the greatest thing in stability is going to be a man of the Lord, because the power he gonna have, the Lord gonna be with him.
The knowledge that be established.
Exactly.
And then the faith
Yep.
is going to make, the wisdom is going to make our face to shine.
And the woman gonna see like, oh, he's safe. That's I need to, in order for me to live,
Shit.
I gotta be with that dude. And that entails doing whatever the hell he tell you to do.
Yep.
That includes spreading even. That's it.
This is clean.
Hey, I wanted to send a picture, a video of the brothers. There's two women, they were younger women too, on the corner with the little signs asking for money, doing their little dances. And this, you can tell like they were homeless.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a car wash.
No, but they were
Damn.
fucking homeless. You can tell they was out there actually, it's fucked up out here.
Yeah.
We're gonna see more of that. But in my head, I'm like, yo, y'all gonna have to do a little bit more than that. In these times, you ain't just gonna be sitting up there talking about help anything and help. Like, no, y'all gonna have to put that stuff you got to work, man.
Going back to your example, the dude, if a nigga in a beat up 89 Civic pull up and tell him to hop in the car, they gonna laugh at him.
Yep.
But let a nigga in the Lambo wagon come and tell them he ain't gotta say that. Just wave him over, they gonna get in the car. It just that's how women work. But we not chasing after the carnal riches. We chasing after the riches in heaven that are about to pay off in these last days. You know?
Those are about to manifest. Somebody can anybody hold something? What have you got yet? What do you
You
got?
want me to finish Matthew?
Yeah, you fit in Matthew 19.
No.
Man, start with Stephen.
It says, Matthew 25, verse 25. For whosoever will save his
Like,
life.
real quick, this is Matthew 25. What does it start with? The oil at the beginning of the chapter.
So those that have the oil, so bro's gonna really see how truly blessed and rich they are, bro. You know, you have the understanding. The Lord is dealing with you how the names. So the Lord is going, right, cool, he got all that. So the Lord is gonna manifest, the Lord will give you that power. He gonna be performing miracles for you. It's gonna be shown what you really have, bro. So you didn't, you know, bros that forsook your life, you know, you caught hell about it over the years. Family members talked about it. Oh, this how you gonna waste your life? This, bro. You about to be blessed in their sight. The Lord's gonna bless you and put you on high, bro. And these people are gonna truly see, like, damn, he made the right move.
Envious.
I was a fool.
It's a good investment.
Yeah, like they're gonna see, bro. Cause I know a lot of bros deal with that shit heavily, bro. Like, and you know, it's in a way it's personal to you. It's like, how you think I'm fucking stupid? You know, you think I waste my whole life over something that wasn't true? You know what I mean? You know, you kind of get offended by it. Not saying you're offended and you have a shy, but meaning, like, you know, it's just, it's like you look at it like a fool, bro.
And then at a certain point, you're like, whatever.
Exactly.
Because we see there's a reward for it. They don't.
Exactly.
That's why they question it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in your life? Nigga, I'm already doing it. What are you gonna do?
Right.
When the shit hits the fan. Shit. That's what you need to be asking. Don't worry about us. Shit. We're good. What you mean y'all good? Y'all barely pay bills. Nigga, you can barely pay bills. So what are you doing?
So you see the playing field evening out, and then what's gonna happen? You gonna start finding out, like, wait, oh shit,
I missed the train.
So what the Lord is doing, He's bringing us even right now, but that separation about to be made.
Man, by the shine. And we don't even know how far extent it's gonna be yet just yet, because it ain't happened yet. But we believe it. We're just waiting for it all to play out, just like the rest of the prophecies we've been speaking about.
Right.
The Lord gonna blow our minds. We gonna be like, oh,
Right.
shit. But bro, you gotta think about the Lord. Like, He don't miss. Like, you know how you gonna put something. I really want to surprise and do my best to surprise whatever. Bro, we talking about the Most High, bro. He got something. He ain't gonna. It's gonna over exceed our expectations. That's why we gonna be so full of joy. We gonna be like, your expectation is here, and the Lord is going. He just gonna
Multiply.
like, yeah, he gonna blow your mind. He's like, oh shit, I know you're gonna be out here doing crazy shit. He's like, oh shit, like, yeah, bro, you in a real life video game, bro. Like, nothing is impossible. Come on, like brother said, a standard,
Lift
bro.
the standard up, and then we're gonna be laughing, rejoicing, watching people get
Flying,
butchered.
floating,
Yeah.
teleporting. Oh man.
And really think, people don't envy us walk by and envying us right now. So what's gonna make them envy us?
They don't want to be us right now.
Yeah, man.
So they out in the rain and the cold. They want to go home and get in the AC and the heat, you know? They gonna wish they had what?
Yep. And it came to a point where we like this now. The discipline.
We're doing this.
It's that inner man, that spirit is like, is looking for it now. It wants, it likes that structure.
We look forward to Saturdays.
Right.
You know?
It likes that discipline. And then even now, it's being amplified because that discipline, like the brother said, is paying off now. Because the things we said is happening. So by default, your mind be like, well, if this happening, shit, all the other good shit he said is gonna happen. That's gonna happen too. So that excites us. Like, yeah.
Conclusion of the matter.
Exactly. The chip is so damn, that was true. So woo.
Right.
All the other stuff in the
Hey,
country.
that's how we're gonna be like Ric Flair. Woo! While people dying.
Real quick, you got one five.
Real quick. Jeremiah 32 and 42. For thus saith Yahweh, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised to them.
And the Most High is a man that he shall not lie. You know that about the Most High, man? We truly understand, and you know that the Most High is a man that he can't lie, bro. So the good has to happen. All right? He's bound by his own word. Okay? Once he already said it, he said it. You know? We already said it. It came out. It's stuck there. All right? That's why Abraham, the Most High was mad as hell at us, bro. Look at the condition we in. Ruined as a people. Effed up. But what? He bringing us out of it. I did promise Abraham, man. You know what I mean? Even, I'm not saying, the scripture says the Lord's delight or joy to give us the kingdom.
Yeah.
Not saying he's not happy to give us, but the point being is that it's like, you know, using that concept, like, he did say it though. So he has to bring us out of this. The Lord truly loves us.
Yeah, he told us what to do.
Yeah.
As long as you follow that the rules and the orders that the Lord gave you, it's guaranteed. You just got to make your call and election sure to receive the rewards
Yeah, we gotta
on this
work for
side,
it.
you know. Because all Israel's going to be good in the kingdom, but we ain't trying to be just good. We want to be great beginning on this side, you know.
Right, right. I got a quick precept.
Yeah, we good on that. Go ahead. You got a quick, go ahead.
This is Matthew 20 and verse 16. So the last shall be first, and the first shall be last.
Yeah, so we was last in this world, bro. You know, and that's clear because when you in the truth, you can't really too much put your heart into this world. If you do excel, it's just by default, man. You know, because you know that discipline, that work ethic, it just basically transfers into the world. But the point being is that we weren't able to really put nothing into this place. We had to sit on the bench, basically. Seeing people get this promotion, get that job, or get this business going, or get this type of investment, or come across this type of money, or receive this type of education, or travel the world, or whatever the case may be. All that conflicts with the will of the Lord. So we had to sit back out of that. So we was basically last, bro. We always, yeah, go ahead. We just basically say, yeah, go ahead. Like basically, I can't participate in it. Go ahead. You know, just letting everybody cut you, That's the position we've been in.
Hey, but what's about to go? See why they like that same analogy of the game? We're on the bench, but what people don't know is we train every day at home.
Yeah.
You know, so when everybody gets gas, coach is like, hey, you get in the game. And you're gonna be out there dunking on motherfuckers. You know, hitting threes.
Right.
You know, from the other side of the court.
Yeah. Where all this energy came
Yeah.
from?
Well, we've been practicing while y'all been bullshitting.
Right.
And now and then if you're not in the game, you don't get no championship trophy. Once you get taken out of the game, you out of there. This ain't a participation trophy, none of that. All right, well, you did go out there one time. You did go stop and listen to the prophets of the Lord one time. You ain't finished. You out of the game, shit.
Yeah. So we come to the point where, like the brother said, the Lord is going to allow us to what? In our right hand is pleasure forevermore. The Lord is going to start letting the earth yield for us now. You know, so to say. We finna start being able to yield all of those fruits.
Reap the fruits of our labor.
Exactly. So that includes carnal things too. Carnal things, spiritual things, everything, bro. Because they had a chance with this world, but the Lord's kingdom, that transition of the Lord's kingdom it's finna start being declared on this planet Earth, man. All right. So we finna enjoy these things, while they finna lose it all. Right? The Lord's gonna put us in position where we, as I say, we gonna be eating, we gonna be good. Y'all gonna be starving, man.
Yeah, dude, motherfuckers doomsday prepping and shit. That's just making our job easier. Yeah. The Lord gonna guide us through a doomsday prepper's crib or wherever, bunker or whatever. Right. And then we gonna be in that bitch eating good.
It's a spirit. I was watching something. I forget exactly what it was. But the Lord is gonna, he's saying like the Lord is gonna guide you to that wealth. Basically. You know, like the brother said, all this doomsday prepping and all this shit. The Lord's gonna guide us to all that. Alright, because again, the wealth is just gonna be transferred. Right? It's just gonna go from one hand of the people to another. But again, that's just gonna start on this side. Right? The Lord gonna start blessing us. We're gonna be eating. We're gonna be good, bro. Okay? The Lord's elect is gonna be alright.
We truly believe it. No doubt, or shouldn't be, no doubt in our minds at this point. But that doubt is gonna grow like a cancer when shit get rough.
It says, for many be called, but few chosen.
Yeah, so many are called, few are chosen. So all Israel is called, man. Right? The Lord, he said, I call Israel out of Egypt. So all Israel is called. You know, that's the called nation. That's the nation that the Lord is dealing with. But few shall be chosen. So out of all that, the whole nation, the Lord chose just a few out of the nation. Right? And it's looking like we those men. Again, we at the end, bro. Bro, again, we months away from this thing taking place, bro. Months, literally months away from this thing taking place. That's how urgent this message is.
And that brother's not saying the date. He just measuring the times. You know?
Exactly. Yep. And like El Hart said, and he said it like last year, like months. He could say, I say 6 months, 3 months, 12 months, 30. Bro, he said he want to have, again, the implantable devices within the next 12 months. 12 months. And again, the devil come down having great wrath. He know he have a short time, so he say 12 months. So his mind, he could be thinking 6 months.
He wants you to think it's gonna be prolonged. And of course it will happen with the 6G.
Exactly. You know, so we close. He wants the chip basically within the next 12 months to be out there, bro. You know, to surface. And El Tahar did say that. He said it could possibly come the end of this year or beginning of next year. You know?
It's looking like it.
And that, exactly. It's just how it's looking. We looking even sooner than that.
Yeah.
You know, he's just being generous, and like we say, the same way. When you think on a carnal level, that's kind of how you logical. I would say carnal, but on a logical level. But you know, we always look at things in the spirit as well. Like Lord willing, within the next 6 months.
Being generous. It's called
Being generous. Yeah, this shit pop off. Well, in a logical sense, like you know how Esau has the thing going, you see it progressing, you see the system being broken down, you see it transferring. Like, yeah, it could take, on a logical sense, it could take about another year.
Agenda 2030.
You know?
So we know it's coming between now and the 2030, but we ain't looking for 2030. We're looking for months, like bro said. You know, because that's a long time. Hell no.
And all hell about to break loose.
Yeah.
You know, even though America got that president up out of there, still the regime, the military, it's that structure, so to say, is still there. So it's a lot of shit that still gotta unfold, bro. You know, and who knows what Russia, China, Iran got planned.
They ain't just gonna sit back and they not finna nuke America for this, but they're not finna sit back. They gonna up now.
Yeah, right.
All right, y'all doing that? We gonna do this.
Right.
What are you gonna do about it? Because America ain't gonna bomb Russia either. You know, they ain't finna drop a nuke on Russia or China. Yeah. So they gonna step it up now. All they're doing is proxy war still, just like they did with Ukraine. Trump sent 11 billion in weapons to Taiwan. That ain't gonna help them. Shit.
Yeah, because what you better realize why Venezuela was so easily taken in Russia and China didn't have much influence, because look how close it is.
Right.
Now you trying to start a war all on the other side of the world? You know what I'm saying? You only can do so much. You know, you only can do so much when your two main enemies is like right there closer.
Yeah.
You know, Russia and China only
Their
had
border,
so much.
their border too.
Exactly. Russia and China only had so much influence over here with Venezuela, but they all on the other side of the fucking world, bro.
They can't just pull up unload a bunch of boats with soldiers. They would have to go through either the Panama Canal
Exactly.
or from the Caribbean, which the Caribbean is blockaded right now.
Yeah. And I forgot what it was, a certain type of missile where those missiles on those ships it's not unlimited.
Yeah.
They only have like a certain amount, so that ship would have to leave and like.
Yeah, because they got to dock to resupply
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, that's it. They got to dock to resupply those missiles on that ship.
So if they start defending themselves and shooting missiles back and forth, sheesh, look what happened to Israel. They got depleted.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That was it, Matt. Anybody got closing precept?
Oh yeah, get that.
All right, yeah.
This is Mark 10 and verse 30. But he shall receive a hundredfold.
Oh, read up one verse. Man, you could read up a lot, but just get straight to the point. That's what the Lord's showing us. You So as the spirit has been increasing, well, like I said, the carnal things, the Lord's going to increase with. That's why we don't have to, think about how we're going to eat, how we're going. The Lord's going to do it, just like He feed the birds.
This is Mark 10 and verse 29. And Yahushua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that have left house, or brethren, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my sake and the gospel's, but he shall receive 100-fold now, in this time, houses, and brethren, and sisters.
In this time, 100-fold in this time. The blessing's coming, bro. The apostles didn't receive that during that time. They were put to death. John, who was sentenced to prison in the island of Patmos, the last one, and they didn't receive that in that time. So look, we looking for it in this time, man. We gonna be good, bro. That's right. We gonna be good, bro. The Lord gonna make them wait. That's right. And then you just gotta believe that He gonna have us good, bro. He gonna test us, of course, but it's gonna come a breaking point where it's like, hey, He's gonna come through for us, bro.
We're going to be decoupled from going to the enemy for the one of all things to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have to depend on UBI, eating crumbs that the food banks are giving the people. Nah, the Lord is going to take care of us, man, in whatever way He sees fit. And it could be unlimited ways, because anything's possible through Yahweh Bashim outside. Let's say you ain't got no way of actually going to get some food. Let the Lord just drop a meal off for you, or you disappear, or anything can happen, man. That's like, we're not even worried about none of that. Or we shouldn't be anyway, because we know what the Lord said. Somebody got to fulfill them scriptures of eating while people are starving. Who better than the men that have been laboring, for years, beginning with the apostles, decades, on down.
It says, but he shall receive 100-fold now in this time, houses, and brethren, and sisters, and mothers, and children, and lands, with persecutions, and in the world to come eternal life.
In the world to come, so even in the kingdom. The Lord gonna have us on this side and on the next side. How you think Isaiah 4:1 gonna take place? And El Tarki, hey, Isaiah 4:1 is at the door, and so is this prophecy. You gotta have something to be able to, take care of all the women, bro. You gotta have something, bro. So the Lord will make sure we're good, bro. Make sure we stable,
Yeah, a quick one. This is a song because we in that time, and that's why, brothers, is if the spirit we in, like you can even feel the spirit of just rejoicing, the spirit of complete appreciation. All right, you know what I'm saying? Gratitude. Like we only going up from here, bro. We only going up. All right. So this is Psalms 102 and verse 13. I'm gonna read it in the KJV and in the NLT. Psalms 102 and verse 13 in the KJV.
Go ahead, I'll read it.
Come. It says, "Thou shalt arise."
Go ahead, come on, just read it. Go ahead.
Come, Psalms 102 and verse 13. "Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion." You got it off anytime, bro. "For the time to favor her, yea, the set time is come." All right, we in that set time, bro, of favoritism. You see what I'm saying? I'm reading the NLT. It says, Psalms 102 verse 13, the NLT. "You will arise and have mercy on Jerusalem," all right, the elect. "And now is the time to pity her. Now is the time you promised to help."
That's the time we're in, man. Where the Lord's gonna come through and help us, and leave everybody else to help themselves. And that's gonna be the big divide of who the men of the Lord are, and who was a bunch of false prophets, false teachers, heretics, sellouts, bugouts. The Lord's about to make a big division. "Then shall they know who are my chosen. Then shall they know a prophet was among them." The things we're gonna be doing, and how the Lord's gonna be delivering us is gonna speak for itself. We're not gonna have to tell you that we're the prophets very soon, or the Lord's dealing with us. We're just gonna show you, And then we're going to tell you how we did all those things and how we're blessed. And, you know, because, you know, that people are going to want to know. And it's either going to be for their condemnation or for them to believe, you know. So the Acts 2.0, miracles and all these things that the Lord got stored up, that's about to take off, man. You know, we're not going to be teaching much longer. The Lord's about to send hunters now. You know, this is us fishing. All that people running up, you know, we're cordial men. Of course, we ain't slap. But very soon, man, you're gonna put people to flight, man. Yeah. That was it on that.
Yeah, I got one more. Psalm 7 and 6. Arise, O Yahweh, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of my enemies, and await for me to judgment that thou hast commanded.
Nah, bro, she closed out.
Yeah, man. So hey, the Lord's gonna rise up for us, bro. He said it. You know, he know the position we in. He brought us to this position. He put us in captivity. You know, he put us in this position, bro. So he gonna rise up for us, bro. You just gotta believe it, man. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved, bro.
Exactly.
So,
He had to put us in that situation to rise up,
Right.
you know, and deliver us from.
exactly.
That's right, bro.
So he allowing Esau to boot up,
Entrench us.
come with some trenches, come with that great rise. That way, okay. Now I'm gonna do this.
So the Lord can really show you what power is. That the whole world has forgotten the power of the Lord. Then they're gonna start to see it through us.
Right.
You know, through the service of the Lord.
So with that, you know, Lord will is edifying, giving all praise, glory, and honor. Double on self, apostles, great millstone, peace, love, blessings, be like next time, say shalom.
Rakta Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Rakta Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai.